Yeah, so, Roshana can't be joining us today. She had a last-minute family thing.
I hate families.
Fair.
It's, yeah. So I'm wanting to see how you guys react when there isn't a level-headed person in the room.
What do you mean,
Ah.
do we not
What?
have a
What do you
level-headed
mean?
person?
What? I am so level-headed. What are you?
My head's the most level.
Spirit level.
I put a spirit level on my head, and it was perfectly level. Thank you.
I'm the most leveled.
I have the smooth brain.
The smoothest of brains.
I have the flattest, most level of brains.
Up the music a little bit. Oh, Jesus. We'll see how that goes. Very nice spider. Let's move you on to the other page.
Thank you. Did my best.
I can do it myself.
And me. I'm gonna put it up on your fridge.
Fucking nude.
Fucking nude. Oh, Pingu's gonna be next.
Oh, after the cast.
No, after the spider.
Oh, okay. Any questions?
Unless you've planned on putting Pingu in this campaign, in which case,
I'm
best
very,
campaign ever.
I'm very happy for us to do the one shot at one point. If you want all to be, I was going to say if you want to be pingus, if you all want to be penguins.
Penguins.
Penguin.
Penguin.
My question is, where are we?
Oh, friend.
Far, far away.
I see.
Yes. Okay, I'll go through the recap and yeah, I think that'll answer some questions and probably drag up a lot more.
That's fine. One step at a time.
Exactly. Okay. So, last session, we started back at the Public's Hall, following the fiasco that transpired during the Public's Day celebrations. Having valiantly defeated the newly undead zombie, you woke the deceased friends from their magically induced slumber and spoke with them briefly, telling them that their friend was not himself before they scurried away to, you assume, find their commander. You left the Public's Hall, having been asked by Lady Albus to meet with her outside the guild's building, when ready. Outside, the commotion was all about the sudden attack inside, and Roshana saw what looked to be a news reporter of some kind, trying to glean as much information from the people as possible. Vayne, you told her of your musical performance and of your group's valiant attempt to slay the stranger. She asked you about the guard and noted that nobody seemed to know much about him, before turning tail quickly once you suggested that she speak with the heads of the guild directly. You then met with Albus, who seemed quite frazzled and anxious about the whole shebang, trying to organize people and clean up the mess. She asked you about the incident, and you told her that the guard seemed to be undead, Roshana noting that the holy water did seem to have an effect, and Kato, you mentioned as well that the diviners supposedly had foreseen such an occurrence. Albus went to go speak then with Vorsa, and ushered you all to get some food in your bellies after the ordeal. So you then went to the Doulahan's Head for some light luncheon and a few cups of ale, and there you met the barkeep Baz, a black-skinned tiefling with fluffy white hair, and the very man that Roshana was looking for to make her delivery, which turned out to be a bottle of tea light. Baz paid her quite handsomely for the inconvenience, and you took the time to eat, be merry, and have a short rest. And yeah, I've got a note down here, Rook, that your hit die has been spent, but you should restore it with this evening's rest.
Yep.
Afterwards, the party took a walk around the guild's grounds and perused some of the businesses that were now open after the Public's Day celebrations. You finally got to go to Teas and Toxins, and you met with Lies, a strange and scaled figure who listened to your plight, Vayne, and offered some potions for purchase when your coin purses are a little bit more full.
Indubitably.
After enjoying some tea, Kato, you went to the quest board while the rest of you went to the general store to pick up some cases for Vayne's instruments. At the gatehouse, Kato, you ran into a rather terse group of individuals who had gathered around. One woman in particular, a tall woman with dark hair and bright red lipstick. She gave you quite a cool gaze as you inquired about the quests from the clerk. Aside from calls from the dock workers and the lamplighters, there were 3 more substantial quests available to you. The first one was urgent. It was a call from the guardhouse in the Southern District. More information to be gathered if you decided to go there. The second one was a call from the Dew Lakes company in the warehouse district, who had reported that the workers had been slacking on the job and couldn't be found. The reward was to be given if you found the missing persons. And then the last one was a call from a suburban area in the Arcane District. The quest involved eradicating vermin that were causing havoc in the public gardens there. After writing everything down, Kato, you went to go join the group all the way around the guild building, and you all met up back at the Hallowed Hall, a nondescript temple that appears to be operating as some kind of infirmary. You inquired again, Vayne, about your plight. However, given the patient is in another country, it would be pretty difficult to treat them from here. The gang...
They really haven't started remote working yet, have they?
No. Maybe they need a pandemic or something, and things will kick
We
off
can
that
work
way.
that out.
So the gang rounded back up again at the gatehouse, and you run into that same bunch of adventurers. They now seem to be squabbling about themselves, but were quite pointed when they saw this other up-and-coming adventuring party rounding the corner to rain on their parade. After a bit of back and forth between yourselves, that same woman you saw earlier, Kato, stormed forward and took the warehouse quest and wished you luck dealing with a bunch of farmers, as she put it in her own words. So you took up the other 2 quests and earned a bit of a face down with this contentious woman who had to be pulled away from you by another member of her group. So, with a plan set, you headed out by carriage to the Arcane District to make a quick stop and inquire about the vermin needing eradicating. You met with Amerlee and Bernard Thoroughsnap, an elderly couple that look after the public gardens. They informed you that the garden has become overrun with vermin and that they haven't been able to shift them. Oddly though, you learned that the vermin that Mrs. Thoroughsnap was referring to were actually cats, after one of the furry felines took a liking to Roshana and climbed up into her arms. Thinking it shouldn't take too long, you headed down to the public gardens while your resident druid Rook, voice still shaken and squeaky from the assault earlier in the day, spoke with the cat in Roshana's arms, and you learned that there were many more cats gathered for a good time. That many more cats than was first anticipated. You entered the garden, and what followed can only be described as an ordeal as difficult as trying to put cats in a bag in real life, never mind in D&D. Vayne, you tried a few times to put these cats to sleep, but they were seemingly unaffected by your magics and instead went on the defensive, crowding around the center flower bed and swatting each and every one of you as you attempted to corral these kitties into the bag. Rook, however, with your perceptive eye, you noticed that the cats were actually gathered around a small catnip shrub. And on exclaiming what you found, the catnip bush sprung out of the ground. You managed to call a truce with the catnip shrub, and the cats wandered off, no longer interested in what was going on within the garden. You persuaded the shrub to come with. Roshana grabbed a pot for your new friend, that Vayne has dubbed Plantstopher, to travel with you. You returned to the Thoroughsnap's house and spoke with Bernard, who gave you 55 gold for the trouble. You then hopped into your carriage and began your journey towards the Southern District. Any questions so far?
Just sadness.
That seems about right, yeah.
Okay. And that is what we'll pick up. So, boots covered in soil and skin covered in cat scratches, you are now inside your carriage, trundling along the cobblestone paths. The sun is beginning its descent. It seems that it will soon be evening time. The carriage driver has informed you that it will be about another hour or so before you reach your destination at the South Guardhouse. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Did we bring the cats with us? I know we were bringing the plant, but I don't know if the cats were going to disperse after we took the plant.
No,
or
they
if...
did disperse.
Okay, cool. Vayne is just doing deep breathing exercises and tuning one of his instruments.
Alrighty.
Probably tuning it wrong because he's frazzled.
Alrighty. How about the rest of you?
Enjoying the relaxing cart ride.
Rook is probably irritating people by messing around with his new set of woodcarver's tools on his little trinket, like a little puzzle box. And at a certain point through the journey, he just goes, "Oh, damn it! All right, that makes sense." And he starts like filing a little like indentation that represents a star away, and then maybe 2 millimeters from it, he puts in another dent, and says, "Ah, there we go. I was wondering why it wasn't working."
Vayne will just kind of glance at the puzzle box and then glance at the plant that's in the soil on the floor and just shake his head.
Yeah, every now and then you do see the bulb that makes up this little creature.
Plantstopher.
Plantstopher. Raises his body ever so slowly and just eyes wide looks up at all of you before just slinking back into the soil again.
If I see that, I will say, "Are you okay there?" Trying to be as polite as possible without sounding as aggravated as he is.
I'm fine.
Eyes again just staring at you.
Okay then.
Alright.
Rook, does it speak? Would it speak with you? Are you more planted?
It's a plant.
Well, I mean, you spoke to it initially. Or found it initially, I suppose.
I haven't conversed with this plant, have I?
You have.
Oh, I have. Was that under the effects of speak with animal?
No.
I just think it prefers you over me.
Rook will lean down and sort of begin looking on it and just say, I had considered that perhaps while we were at the herbalist, we should have picked up some form of a catnip or something, but I feel like this little guy would have overpowered us anyway.
He did seem to have them quite under his control.
Do you have a name, or are we going to stick with what Vayne has cobbled together?
Oh, I don't have a name.
Name?
You
Do you
know,
have one?
No?
as in a verbal cue for when we're referencing specifically you.
I don't have a name. No.
Plantstopher it is.
Bit of a mouthful.
Plantstopher. Plantstopher.
He gets a
Over.
bit shy and just ducks his head a bit further down.
Plant or Stofer? Or Topher? You can be named whatever you like.
Okay, I'm so confused. Okay, number one, why is there a magic talking plant? And number two, why can we communicate with it?
I feel like the first part of that answers all subsequent questions. Magic.
Leave it. It's just one of those days. It's be a Thursday.
What's a Thursday?
Yes, I never could quite get the hang of Thursdays.
I don't think days are something you get a hang of. Days are just something that happens.
Well, yes, I suppose. So who put you in the garden?
Oh, I did.
Or did you just find your way there? Because you said you can't move very well, or very far.
No, I can't.
Say that again, sorry? You're very quiet.
Sorry, I can't. I can't move very far on my own.
So did someone put you there?
I got the cats to help me.
Ah, I see. Very smart.
And where did they move you from?
I was in a dark room in a very small pot. And it smelled funny.
And this dark room had a plethora of cats.
Oh, no, but there was a window.
I see.
Mind you, the person who used to take care of me was a big cat.
Big cat.
What?
How big?
Like, big. Like
Bipedal.
huge big.
2 feet, 2 arms, or walk on all fours?
The first one.
Interesting.
Am I familiar with
Yeah,
like
same.
tabaxi?
Yeah, you'd be familiar with them,
Okay.
actually.
Did we see any in the hall where all the shopkeepers had their little stalls?
There was one, yes.
Was
you
he standing
spotted-
beside a box of beans?
Magical legumes.
Legumes. No.
Legume.
Okay.
You did see one large tiger tabaxi who was serving drink
That's
at the
right.
makeshift tavern.
Yeah. I thought it was Leonin.
And why did they stop taking care of you?
Oh, no, they did take plenty care of me, but they
It's just that they
started
left.
snipping from me a bit too much and it hurt.
Did it have something to do with the fact that you give off a produce that is attractive to cats?
If you say
Hmm.
so.
Did you speak with this individual?
No. No, I stay quiet.
It's possible that had they known you spoke and, felt objective pain, they possibly would have stopped.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Well, they said they were going to take me somewhere. And it didn't seem very nice.
What did they do with the parts that they cut off you then?
I don't know, I didn't follow them.
But did they plant them in other pots? Did they put them in a bag and take them away, or?
I didn't see.
Can you see?
Yes, I can.
How?
Look at its
don't
tiny,
know.
cute little eyes and upset-looking face.
Ah, that makes sense.
What are eyes?
Trying to find the picture of Plantstopher. So cute. So, would you recognize this individual if you saw them again?
Maybe. It was quite dark.
Hmm. Well, maybe that's something we can deal with after we have dealt with this other issue that we currently are
Hmm.
dealing with.
Well, I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but returning this plant is not part of the current mission.
Oh, no, we're not returning the plant. We're taking it to the nature sanctuary in the Adventurers Guild. However, I feel like dark room, random individual cutting up plants to do with... it doesn't sound that weird, actually. But when the plant is alive, that does add a little bit of strangeness to it. I say alive. Plants are alive, but sentient, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just looking over the general coloration of this plant,
Mhm.
does it look like the conventional kind of plant that would thrive in an outdoor sunlit area, or is it something that would be more prone to growing in dark, more damp areas?
Oh boy. Horticulture.
Here we go. The real end game.
I just want to know if this plant being kept in a small room with one window would have been in its most ideal growing place, or
It would not have been.
That's
No.
a nature check if I ever heard one.
I'd say, but the fact that you were the one who recognized that it was a catnip shrub, it's something that does thrive outside, and it does actually spread quite quickly as well.
Hmm.
it's unusual for plants such as these to be kept in small, darker rooms. So your suspicion is probably right, Vayne, and that whoever was doing this didn't want others to know.
Yeah, something done in secret.
But
I'm just
I'm
thinking, like,
familiar with this type of plant.
Yep.
So the fact that it can speak is unusual.
Very unusual, yes.
Have I already attempted to make any assumptions as to why it speaks?
You haven't, if you'd like to.
I would like to see if Rook is familiar with any higher level druidic magics that
Alrighty.
could achieve such a thing.
Give me an Arcana check, please.
Sure. Ah,
it's...
I should have cast guidance.
Unfortunate.
You'll know for next time.
Mm-hmm.
This is weird, man.
Yeah.
I thought Plantstopher was saying that.
Weird,
Dude,
man.
this is fucked up.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm as confused as you are.
That doesn't make me feel better.
Okay.
Poor Plantstopher. Well, maybe when we take it to the nature reserve, they'll be able to explain something. It is a reserve for nature. I assume there are people there that are, specialists in plants of talking varieties or something.
Perhaps.
As far as I can
Genuinely-
recall, I've never seen a talking plant, but
Generally speaking, whenever plants display some form of intelligence, they tend to be aggressive. That doesn't seem to be the fact for this creature, so perhaps they will.
He did make a bunch of cats attack us.
Well,
I don't think the cats were attacking us on orders. I think they were just defending their good time.
Perhaps.
and besides, if it can control cats or other small creatures, perhaps that could act as a boon to a sanctuary to keep away pests.
But then
Yes,
again,
you
he
could
did
get him a job.
influence. Then again, did influence the cats to move them the first time.
Well, yes, but I think the nature sanctuary will be less inclined to cut him into pieces.
Plantstopher, can you communicate with other plants?
In a way, yes. It's not like how we're communicating now.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
I've only been here for a few days and there's already a talking plant. Is it usually like this here?
No idea.
No, not really. Says Roshana. Okay, just go with it, please.
Yep.
No, I think we all understood. We were just taking it in.
Yeah.
My frame of reference isn't particularly wide at the moment.
I come from a family that has, well, a farm and stuff, and I've never seen a talking plant as far as I recall.
I mean, you can purchase catnip here. It's not too difficult to come by, but this one talks.
Is it expensive?
I don't think so.
Well, I still think that for the time being, obviously it's safe. We'll take it to the nature reserve and see what they say. We can also maybe speak with one of the guild heads and see if they know anything about secret catnip brings.
You did not honestly just say secret catnip rings.
Does catnip work for tabaxi? Or,
What's the merit?
makes them feel good.
Yeah, sure, but there's
Well,
no
I'd
value
imagine-
in having a talking drug.
Well, that is true. Although maybe it can tell you when it's ripe or something.
That just sounds like you're trying to produce snitches.
That actually seemed that way, yes.
Perhaps it was a fluke and doesn't need the discovery to get out.
Perhaps it's not actually a plant.
That's
While
a
you're all
disturbing
saying
thought.
this, you see the little bulb just kind of like turns left and right, watching you discuss him.
Really quick, looking at the actual map here,
Mhm.
like those are like bridges that go over each of the rivers.
Yeah.
Why is there no bridge to go into the second middle ring?
Okay, so the ones that are visible to you are open to the public.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you gotta get special entry.
Yeah, getting into the inner
I
ring
see.
is very difficult.
I see.
Unless you've got
Interesting.
Plantstopher, in which case they'll invite you in. As long as there's cats
Yeah,
in.
he is royalty.
Yeah. Plantstopher is actually the king. It's just like, it's the Shrek thing. It's like, he's actually a frog, but he's...
Oh my god.
You're
you
telling me
say-
the catnip is actually a soul cage?
Not even the fairy tale of the princess and the frog. You immediately went to, it's the thing from Shrek.
It's because I've watched Shrek recently. My apologies. It's hardly my fault.
You start coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. But anyway.
Are you a bard?
Not this. Okay. You soon reach this bridge here.
Oh, see? Arguing makes the travel go faster.
Leading out of the middle ring and into the outer ring. The checks are a little bit more scarce here, seeing as exiting out is a lot easier than entry in. The gates open and the barrage of traffic spills through onto the large bridge. Looking through the windows, you can see a few boats are rowing up the river. Some are coming to dock as you pass. On the other side of the river, travel goes from a steady pace of wheels turning over the cobblestone pavement to this like consistent, almost like grinding and crunching sound as you're moving over dust roads. Buildings begin giving way to fields and orchards, and at some moments, your vision is almost blocked entirely by the height of some of the crops. The fields begin to clear around you, and the road opens up once more, and with a turn, the carriage crawls back onto a very large and wide cobblestone road. As you reach what you assume to be the outer ring road. This is the long road that travels throughout the entirety of the outer ring, so it's continuous with the bridges, as you see looking around. Soon you approach a smaller bridge, and you see farmers and fishermen have gathered around, and smaller fishing boats have docked up along this small little inlet river, and the streets are lined on either side with small stalls, each are selling their wares to the folks that live here. As you cross over the bridge and look out the front window past the driver and the bobbing heads of the horses, you see the land ahead of you is blanketed with crop fields, sparse of any trees. A few buildings, farmsteads, and houses are dotted about, and some of them form clusters, while others are just isolated into their own little pouch. A few figures stand out to you as you're weaving through the fields. Some are standing around chatting as the working day is closing with the nearing descent of the sun. It's not long before the carriage turns off the cobblestone road again and back onto dust paths. A long drive leads up to an elevated, large, dusty stone building with a few sparse barred windows closer to the ceiling, cresting over the height of a large stone wall topped with spikes and wrought iron that surrounds the perimeter. The carriage stops just outside the gate, and you hear the muffled voice of the driver explaining your presence to the guards that are manning the outside of the wall before the gates open up and you coast into a courtyard. Looking around, there doesn't really seem to be any distinguishing features. It looks pretty bare. And aside from those that you saw standing at the gate, there doesn't seem to be many people about. The carriage comes to a complete stop, and the driver drops down and opens the door for you to dismount.
2 seconds. Sorry.
No worries. Alrighty. Any idea how long you'll be?
That entirely depends on whoever runs this place.
Alrighty. Well,
Preferably only 15 minutes.
Yes, not long, hopefully.
Alrighty. Well, I'll be around back anyway, and just come on by when you need me.
Thank you kindly.
Nod.
Alright. You'll begin to dismount.
What was your name, sorry?
Oh, sorry, it's Tomon.
Come on. Oh, lovely. Excellent.
He gives you a tip of his flat cap that's on his head.
I nod. We'll give you a shout when we're ready to head off.
No worries.
Shall we, ladies and gentlemen, people that I'm now friends with?
Lead the way.
Vayne turns around and tries to figure out which way is the way.
Yeah. I mean, the carriage was pretty much stopped front and center.
Okay.
This large entryway, stone steps, kind of sloped at the front of the steps where they've been worn down over time by footfall. You clamber up the steps, and walking inside, you see the entryway has this wood-lined interior. You spot the Colburn banner hanging up on one of the walls, and immediately before you is a small wooden desk. A half-elven gentleman with sandy brown hair is currently sat there, fist up against his cheek as he's there scribbling away into a ledger of some sort. He looks up as you enter.
Evening? Afternoon?
Hello.
We're here about the urgent quest. Kato, do you have the
Holds
piece of
out.
paper?
Holds
Thank
out
you.
parchment.
No, sort of being in between pass.
Yeah. He looks quizzically takes the paper from you. His eyes scan over it. His eyebrows raise up. Right. Follow me. This way, okay. He stands up, scooches the chair backwards, and comes around the front of the desk again and leads all of you down this very dimly lit corridor. You're passing by different rooms. No distinguishing features on them at all.
I'll whisper to Rook. He seems to know what he's doing.
Who?
This gentleman.
I don't know what he's doing.
I chuckle to myself and then carry on walking.
Gentleman raps on the door at the very far end of the corridor. He goes, Squad Leader Maurice, you have visitors. No answer in the end. He just pushes down on the handle and just slowly creaks his way in, sticks his head in. Squad Leader, aye, send them in. Door swings open and he moves back, putting his arm against the door and motions for you to walk in.
I take a big deep breath and walk in.
Lovely. Inside is
I follow.
Inside is a...
Oh my god, it's Plantstopher.
It's a warmly lit room filled with different cabinets, most of them filing. Immediately across from you is this very well made, like almost mahogany bureau. And an older human woman, probably early 60s or so, with shoulder length grey blonde hairs, sat at the desk. One of those very nice high backed leather chairs. Immediately behind her then is a grander cabinet compared to all the other little filing cabinets that are dotted immediately about the room. You see that the one before you is wearing this fitted studded leather armor and it's shrouded in this white Kingsguard tunic. A decorative chain draped on one shoulder, you assume to show her station. She looks up at you. Thank you for coming. I hope your journey was pleasant. My name is Maurice, and you are?
Vayne Durand, and I give a bow. I say, may I introduce, and then I turn and point to Kato. I said, this is Kato, and then this is Rook, and this is Roshana.
Roshana waves awkwardly. Alrighty, please take the seats. And you see there's only 2 seats ahead, and she motions to the guard still standing at the door. Just clicks her fingers and points down at the ground. And he buzzies his way off and comes back with 2 more chairs for you. While you're at it, go wake up Shale. Your squad leader. And the guard excuses himself and leaves the room. Do you take a seat?
Who is Shale?
I will come to that momentarily. Before we begin, though, as stated in the quest left with your clerk at the guild, we will require utmost discretion from you. The information that I am about to share with you is not to be shared with the public, lest we cause panic in an already dire situation. Do I make myself clear?
Discretion is my specialty.
I'm glad to hear it.
I don't know anyone to tell.
Me
That
either.
is- She gives a very curious look to the 2 of you.
But if I meet anyone, I won't tell them.
That is assuring. Are we in agreement
Either.
then?
Yes, I believe so.
Right. She stands up then and walks over to the door, make sure that nobody is about before she closes it again and huffles back to sit in her seat. Members from one of our groups have been going missing during their shifts. We were undermanned before and are now further undermanned again. I've already sent one of our top men to investigate the situation, and unfortunately, it seems he has also been subjected to whatever it is that is keeping them from returning. As it stands, the entire group, for whatever reason, is looking to collapse. I have spoken to the officials in Blairon to send more, however, that takes time, and we cannot afford to lose more people and potentially have whatever is threatening the Kingsguard to spill out and also threaten the residents here.
Do you know where they're going when they disappear?
Unfortunately, I do not. We have a great amount of ground to cover. And she pulls out a similar map to what you guys have, but it's enhanced in one area. I'll bring it back now and show you the area. This is the area that Group 2 is currently looking over.
Okay.
And they've all gone missing within this area?
Not all of them, but most.
Above game, DM, roughly, how large is that area actually? Are we talking miles?
You can measure it if you want. It's to scale.
Oh, okay. Oh, yikes. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
You said not all of the ones that have gone missing were in that area.
Sorry, I misunderstood the question.
When he asked if everyone looking for it went missing there,
Had said most went missing in this area, so a minority disappeared outside of it.
No, sorry, that's my bad. I must have explained it wrong.
Oh.
The group is assigned to this area, and it's people within this group that are going missing.
okay, but not everyone
Okay.
that has been assigned here has gone missing.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay,
Sorry,
that's
my
what
bad.
okay.
She begins flicking through a couple of the pages on the ledger in front of her, and
What is contained within this area of the city?
well, in the Southern District, it's mostly fields and orchards and, well, this is the breadbasket of Clancamrye.
I believe it's worth mentioning, even if it's wrong. Perhaps the area is a red herring. Perhaps there is an imposter among you. Has anyone returned from any strange trips? Has anyone been acting strangely lately? Anyone out of the ordinary?
I'm afraid I couldn't tell you. That's why I've asked. There's a knock at the door. That'll be her now. Enter. You see walking in a young human woman, just be early to mid-20s or so, dark skin, afro hair. You see that she has a set of goggles hanging around her neck, atop the studded leather armor and the white and deep green tabard of the Kingsguard here. Shale, please join us here. And this one stands forward to attention. Shale, you are to work with these folks from the Adventurers Guild to investigate the disappearances, and she nods her head. She looks across to all of you once more and she goes, what I'm tasking you with is investigating what has caused these disappearances and eliminating said cause.
I have a question, and I'm gonna look between everyone in this room to sort of while I ask this question, judge to see if there's any discernible reaction.
Mhm.
Just out of morbid curiosity, you said this was the breadbasket of the city, so presumably you grow a large variety here.
They certainly do. The farm.
If I were to scour the whole area, what would the odds be that I would find some like general herbs like catnip?
Catnip?
Mm-hmm.
You can give me an insight check. To, vibe check the room. They do seem...
Oh,
They do seem visibly confused. Like they're not trying to hide it. They are perplexed by what you're asking.
I'm just curious if that's a unique enough herb to not be found in the breadbasket and grown elsewhere, or whether you could find small amounts of it here.
You've asked them what color you think gravity is.
Purple, we all know it's purple.
I would not be the person to ask. You'd want to speak to one of the farmers, I guess. I don't know why they'd be growing catnip.
No, just a thought that I had could lead to some explanations.
Right. And even with that insight check, you can see that she's already starting to doubt the caliber of the individuals have come from all the way from the Adventurers Guild to.
I pull a leaf off my cloak and just when I think she's not looking, I put it in my mouth.
Okay.
Vayne kind of subtly judging the room and seeing just how confused we're making people feel.
Mm-hmm.
He'll go, anyway, sorry, my friend's a bit eccentric. He's very fond of plants. So, how long has this been happening?
I believe Shale will be able to fill you in on that. And the woman who's standing just attention, like immediately behind you, goes, yes, I've been looking at it. I've got a couple of notes that I can show you.
Wonderful. Do you have an office?
Right. And you see that squad leader Maurice, who's in front of you, closes the letter. She goes, so I've arranged for you all to stay at the Portly Beggar for the duration. Shale, please ensure that they get situated and fill them in before starting your shift.
Okay.
Yes, and before we begin the investigation, is there anything else, squad lead, you have to offer us in terms of information?
You see she pauses for a second. Give me a persuasion check, please.
I'm great at this, guys. Watch this. Nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of squints her eyes at you a little bit. Shale will fill you in.
Who was it that was in charge of these other groups that went missing, mostly?
Well, they all have their different group leads.
Is there anywhere on this map where groups that didn't go missing checked?
Checked for...
The thing that makes people go missing.
As I said, we are undermanned. Haven't had a chance to...
Well, we won't take up any more of your time.
Let's leave the squad commander. He's obviously got busy, and obviously we have Shale. Shale.
Yes, please.
Inform
No.
us.
Follow me.
Thank you, Maurice. And Vayne will get up and follow Shale.
Right here.
Kato just squints at Maurice just momentarily.
You see, she begins to shuffle papers a little bit and closes the ledger and turns her back and begins filing them back again into the cabinet.
Bye.
Yes. Good day.
Okay,
Alright.
so Shale and Maurice. Okay. Lead away, Shale.
Alright. Is everyone coming with?
We
Yep.
do also need to let our carriage man know that we will be staying here and just retrieve a few belongings from the carriage.
That's
If that's
no
okay.
problem. I need to go collect the cart anyway. I'll walk with you.
Lovely.
And she begins walking forward, and you will exit the building once more. Turning around to the back of the building, and you see the familiar carriage sat there. Taman is sat atop his seat, kind of just chewing on a twig. Not a twig, what do you call it? Like a
No,
little a frill of corn.
Yeah.
You know?
He's
Yeah.
chewing on a twig.
Yeah, just
If he's eating
really
plants
getting
before.
in there between his gums, you know?
Yeah, it's a fishbone.
Pretty sick.
As I'll walk over towards Tom and generally explain, I believe we're going to be staying here for the duration, so we'll just fetch our things from the carriage, if that's okay.
Alright.
Apologies for making you wait. We didn't realize we were going to be staying, but I believe we don't necessarily have a choice at this point.
That's no worries. Will you be needing my services again when you're leaving?
Probably, though I'm not sure how that works. Do we
Hold on a
call
moment.
you?
He reaches down and he pulls from a little pouch that he has off to the side this very, very small bell. It's almost comically small looking at it. He passes it to you. He goes, whenever you're ready for me to collect you, just give that a ring. I'll meet you here, if that's alright.
Yes, that's wonderful. Thank you very much.
And
That's very
just
kind.
do know it'll take me a bit of time to get here, so
No, of course, it's a big city.
of course.
So,
Oh, sorry.
sorry, that bell tells you when we want you, but not where we are.
Precisely.
Okay.
Let's just gather our things and let Toman be on his way. He's I'm sure got other things to do today. And thank you for the stop off in the Arcane District. Is very much appreciated.
That's no problem. Gives you a tip of the cap once more. Make sure you've got everything out of the back.
Yep, I'll go and pick up Plantstopher and my viol and loot cases.
Hey, I don't know if this is like a service you generally do, but if I were to say, hey, if you hear your bell ring 6 times in a row aggressively, go tell the Adventurers League we're in trouble, is that like a... Does that work, or...
Never heard it used for that use before, in fairness.
Suppose you wouldn't know where to find us.
To be honest with you, if you're not here when I come to collect you, I assume something's gone wrong anyway.
Hmm.
Makes sense?
We'll workshop the idea. I won't stress you with it, we've just met.
Alrighty.
Very well. Have a good rest of your day, Toman, and we'll give you a ring when we're ready.
Alrighty. Mind yourselves. Tips the cap
You
again,
too.
and the carriage takes off after you've taken all your belongings out.
I don't know if it needs to be said, but if we had like one of those bells for our group that we could like ring and it would tell the rest of them that we've rung, that could be useful.
It's good, yes. I'm sure we can workshop that idea with the guild once we get back.
It's at this point,
So,
sorry, but you see Shale comes around with the 2 horses and a very small cart, so there isn't really much in the back of it. Aside from like a few 2 chests, we'll say. She goes, Are you okay to go?
Vayne's
I'm all ready.
got his the I can't remember. I think it was the loot one strapped over his shoulder. Is holding the vial case.
Yeah.
And a plant pot.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look at Rook and say, "Would you mind holding Plantstopher?"
Sure.
There we go. And I gently pass Plantstopher over to Rook. Get to know each other. Try and explain that we'll get him some better habitat as soon as we can.
Sure. Plantstopher will keep an eye out as we move, and we'll see if there's anyone nice around here.
You see the bulb turns slightly within the soil and just one eye pokes out and looks a bit shiftily about the place, looking to see who's looking, and then just slings back into the soil again.
Hey, Plantstopher. Have you seen this woman Shale before?
Hold on.
Peeks out over the soil as Shale is there, currently helping you, Vayne. Just tying down the cases to ensure they don't go screeching off in the middle of travel.
No, I don't think so.
Thank you. Hey, Shale.
Yes?
A bit of an out of the blue question, but I was speaking to the bartender in the city over by the Adventurers Hall, and they at Tabaxi, and they said that they knew another Tabaxi that worked in this area. Do you know anyone? I've forgotten their name.
I mean, tabaxi are very uncommon within the city. No, I mean, the population here is mostly human.
Just to point out, we are 20 miles away from where we were.
Yeah, I know. Rook is just trying to see if there's any correlation between a singular talking plant and possibly other talking plants that could be assailing human beings.
Oh, if we can get an army of talking plants, this is going to be a fucking...
It's
Oh,
gonna be rough.
Oh my god.
I would also like to point out, so far, that what we've dealt with is a zombie and a plant. Now, I don't know if you know, there's a little game called Plant
All right.
Zombies.
Are you saying we're picking a side?
I believe that we might be picking a side.
Right. Well, I can't wait to individually plant and pot 200 strands of corn.
That's true. It's the future.
Okay! You all clamber up into the back of the cart. Would anyone like to sit up in front with Shale?
I will.
Alrighty. Okay.
I am beginning to see what you mean about the level head.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm trying, okay?
That's part of the problem. Not to
I'll
try
hop
and
in
one the.
Yeah.
I'll hop in the back of the car.
I'll sit up front.
Listen, it's just
Okay,
the...
so got Kato and Rosh sat up front. She goes, I'm sorry, I'm not really used to having two people.
That's okay.
Alright, she whips the reins forward and the horses begin trotting off, clacking their hooves against the stone pavement.
I love that. That's okay, don't worry. You'll get used to it.
So you begin traveling down through the dirt paths once more. You come across the outer ring road and push further across it again into more dirt path roads surrounded by various different fields of golden wheat and corn. Until you take a long and hard turn to the right. You see what almost looks to be like a settlement, a village within a city. Different houses and buildings are sparsely placed about. During the travel, Shale digs into her satchel and she pulls out a sheet of paper. She goes, look, I know this is all kind of just thrust on you. This is really all I have. I can tell you more once we get to the Portly Beggar, but
What's this?
it's nothing really. She hands you this page. I think you can see it. Can you?
It has not popped up.
Shale's note, yeah. I can see it. Should be on the handouts at the bottom.
Yeah, it's in the bottom.
Right? Pop
Yeah.
up. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
16th.
So, there's roughly 8 of us when all of this started.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're down to 2.
I
Now,
can't hear this.
How early in the morning do your shifts start?
well, I'm on the evening shift at the moment, so I'll be here from like 6 p.m. till 6 a.m. I can meet you in the morning if that suits you.
Oh, sorry, no, I was reading the timeline. I just wanted to know at what time did Do start their shift.
Oh, Du's
So,
on the day shift, so she would start at just as I was finishing, so 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for her.
I am noticing a correlation.
Oh?
Yes. Everyone's disappearing either early in the morning or night. Perhaps around, this is just a guess, 1 a.m.
Is there, where we're going, is there anyone staying there that were out on these shifts, but that have come back?
I mean, Vaprik is about... I mean, he should be finishing up his shift by now, so he'll probably be at the Portly Beggar.
And sorry, when you start your shift, what exactly is it that you must do throughout your 12 hours?
It's a lot of fun. I walk around all the different fields and paths, and I call out and I see if anybody needs assistance.
And the people who do this, is there a set path, or do they just make up their own? Or
Well, when there were more of us, we kind of just took off little areas and just split it up that way and kind of just did the rounds. But it's me
And-
now on this shift, so I'll just
on the
walk until I drop,
16th,
basically.
do you know which area Do started with?
I don't really. She just didn't turn up one day, and that was kind of the start of it.
Months. They're not here. Are they gone now?
No, Mats actually went to go on placement at the guild.
Interesting. I assume they were concerned when Hardgrazer, Gazer, didn't return on their shift.
Well, if he did, he didn't show it. Sorry, I'm being really pessimistic.
What day is it now?
it is currently the 27th of Yurnami. It's been a long ass day, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, because we arrived in the morning, had the big rousing speech, and then dude died, and there was questioning, and now,
And then cats, and nowadays.
yeah, it's been a wild day.
Gotta be one hell of a receipt to turn into the guild, though, huh?
Is there like a list of like the calendar? Calendar? Here it is. Oh,
should be,
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. 27th of.
Yurnami,
Which
the
is-
second month.
Okay. Which would make this. Daggum? Or is it
believe so.
Kilar'une?
I think it's Kilar'une. I didn't check my notes.
You don't happen to know
It is
what it
Kilar'une.
is?
Okay.
Sorry.
You don't happen to know what it was that Mutz was doing at the guild? What the intern entailed?
I generally don't know. From what I understand, I generally have not been here that long. Apparently, a placement gets given to one person within each of the guardhouses, and it was decided that Mutz would go for this one. A bit odd, I will say, though. I mean, I'm new here. I only just graduated from Blairon last year, and Mutz was actually in the class ahead of me. What he was doing here, I don't know, but I think he was only here at the guardhouse for about 4 months. And then immediately he gets promoted up to, go on guild placement and get his experience that way on his CV.
Wait, so he joined quick and was promoted quick.
Yeah,
And who promoted him?
that'll be our wonderful squad leader.
And do you have a description of Mutz, what they look like?
I mean, he was a tall guy, curly blonde hair. I mean, he was what we call sword bearers. So the sword bearers, you've got the bow bearers, and then you've got me. I'm a medic. But he preferred the bigger weapons.
Right.
Really quick, because the name on it escaped me. When I read the invitation of the dead guard, who was it addressed to? In the guild hall.
As in, who the invitation was given to. As in
who the dead guard was.
Brandermutz.
Brandermutz. Okay. Sorry, did you say that again, but slower?
Brandermutz.
Mutz. Was Mutz a nickname?
Oh no, but I kind of guess it's the surname.
Oh. I'll look
Do you know him?
towards Kato.
You seem to.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm. Wait, you do?
We've met.
Wait,
Oh,
He's
was
dead.
he?
he's what?
Dead.
Her eyes go wide, and she kind of pulls back on the reins a little bit and pulls off into the side of. Well, there isn't really a side of this very narrow dirt path, but she kind of tucks it in slightly into the field, and she goes, "He's dead."
May I have a moment with my associate?
Looks between all three of you.
I
all four of you.
realize this is abrupt, but I think a point of clarification is necessary.
All right.
Just give us a moment,
I'll
and I'll
She's
jump off the
mouthing
cart.
Yeah.
looking at all of you.
I know it's a little sus on our part.
Just come back, yeah, when you're done.
Yes,
We'll stay in
we'll be
view.
back. Yeah, we'll stay in view.
Vayne's literally been laid down in the back of the cart, like sleeping.
I'll
Just thought I'd put that out.
I'll speak like whisper to Rook.
Mhm.
Was that the guy that was turned undead, or
That was the
you
guy.
killed?
That was the guy who hit me with a great axe. Hard.
I see.
The one with the prophecy of...
Right.
You do realize what the ramifications there are.
Yes.
There is
Especially.
There is a concern that whoever's gone missing has also turned undead.
And I think if my hunch is correct, then Maurice might be involved with it. Disconcerting. Okay. I just needed that cleared up.
I had thought that perhaps there were too many events going on in this city for them not to be connected in some way. I must admit that was a surprise. I suppose it shouldn't be because the Oracle told me that one of the quests we'd go on would be connected.
Interesting.
We should
It's
be weary.
Yes, caution is paramount.
If Mutz was promoted ahead of the station, then perhaps they seen something that they should not have found. And you're right, and somebody is involved in this.
Yes. This many missing and lost without a solid lead.
One would assume loose ends would be detrimental to whatever this is, but there aren't any, are there?
Wait a
Not
minute.
since this morning.
We need to find Essex. I will go back to Shale.
Yeah, and you see that she's pretty much just pinching the bridge of her nose and kind of just wiping tears away from her eyes. And
I apologize. I know it's a rough time. Do you know
sure.
Essex whereabouts?
Asik? No, from what I heard, he quit. But he's not even on our group.
Right, but Essex and Farley joined together, and then Farley went missing the 25th night,
Sorry,
resulting in Essex quitting.
Maurice pulled those two over after people started going missing, and we were just down too many people. So
Were Farley and Essex stationed together?
I don't think so.
Essex and Surly, Farley and Saunders.
Yeah. Yes, I know, because Surly ended up kicking up a stink. Because he
Over
wasn't-
what? Do you remember?
No, Surly and Saunders are married. I know. Shocker, married couple working together, but we're on demand. You kind of do what you have to. Do you mind if I just clear my thoughts of this, and I'll tell you once we get to the Port Bigger? Just
Sure.
nothing's making sense anymore.
I'll just chat it out with Rook. So Surly and Saunders are married, but now Saunders is missing. I think Essex and Surly could be the links.
But who told people Essex quit?
Unless it was a public, I suppose, declaration of quitting. If the word came from Maurice, then could be questionable as well.
Kato, is there a language you speak that would be more discreet in crowded environments?
You notice he kind of bites his lip.
Though I doubt there's crossover in our proficiencies, but
I do have one guaranteed way. I ask, however, that you keep it between us, at least for now.
I don't know anyone to tell.
And you will hear in your mind, I am capable of speaking to people more directly than usual.
It's definitely better than a language.
And you can respond as well.
In his head, he just says, definitely better than a language. Strange.
I just
and all
request
humans
that you
do
keep
this,
it a
yes.
little-
I've met other humans, I'm joking. Unless this is all your big secret.
I don't believe so. I feel more humans would be in power if that were the case.
Rook looks around at the city. Seem to be doing pretty okay.
At any rate, this will suffice for now.
Yes, I was just going to say that if Asik quit and no one knows anything of Asik, then we should be cautious about taking what's known on the, well, through lack of a better word, grunt level as fact, if it's come from on high. And perhaps we shouldn't speak suspiciously of Maurice in front of those that would look up to them. Verbally.
But that depends how deep that reverence runs. Is it merely an occupational higher-up, or is it something more familiar?
If these people are new, they won't have such connections. However, they're not going to, idly sit around and watch us try to undermine their boss in some way. We're being cautious, we're not being accusatory, but at the same time, it wouldn't be difficult for them to let slip our suspicions.
This is true. However, I did sense a bit of sarcasm when she mentioned, I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was something along the lines of our feeler squad leader, or something to that effect. So I imagine there's at least a little bit of disdain there.
Well, I would imagine if you, approached your hirelings with, despite the fact that many of their companions had gone missing with, a level of disinterest, you wouldn't be overly attached. Not to say that Maurice was completely uninterested in the solution. However, they weren't visibly heartbroken.
And not particularly forthcoming, I think, either. She was quick to, let's say, redirect the focus.
That being said, if she truly did not want this solved, she would have looked a little bit more pleased at our apparent ineptitude. Or perceived, I should say.
That grape could be a farce, but only time will tell.
We should probably gain more information before making such robust assumptions.
I do think it's worth tracking down this Essek and Surly.
If I were to go so far as to quit a position to get away from the stuff going on, I wouldn't stay nearby.
This is true. They could be out of the city by now.
But let's keep our ears open.
Grunts hear things, they see things, they're in the trenches, so to speak. Higher-ups tend to stick their head in the sand when it comes to matters not pertaining to their own.
I'm curious, your mind thing, does it work on... It looks down towards the potted plant.
It could. I'm just not overly keen on broadcasting this ability.
That's fair. We should be concerned about whatever is capable of turning a man into an undead. But perhaps our little friend here can warn us if any malice is echoed from the plants around us.
Perhaps, yes. You could also speak to plants. Could you perhaps question them, see if they know anything? I mean, I doubt they have eyes or see like we do, but still it could be something to learn from.
I can't speak with them today.
Well, something tells me we're going to be dealing with this for a while.
Also, that level of magic is outside my ability. Plants are more complicated than animals. In a way.
I'll need to be sure to fill Vayne in while he looks back. Rests.
Yeah. Kick him back, man.
So is there anything you would like us to do in this time while there's complete silence, Vayne?
Oh, I'm asleep.
Oh, full on sleeping, alright.
I am
Yeah,
full
man's
on
is
resting.
punched out.
If I move or if I stand up in the front seat, can I see over the tall grains of grain and fields and plant?
You certainly can.
Also, I forgot to pop this up earlier. There you go. Just to get it for the record.
Cool. Interesting. Yeah, for the remainder of the or at least for the next 5 minutes, Rook is just going to stand up and just keep a sort of watchful eye on the fields around him. Anything that's like taller than like 3 or 4 feet where something could hide, he's just going to keep an eye out for any unusual rustling.
Alright. As you're trundling along, you do have to keep your balance every now and then. You reach your hand down a few points to hold steady yourself back on the cart before standing up again. Give me a perception check, please.
Sure. Can I guide myself?
Yes, you may.
Cool. He's playing with his puzzle box. While he do?
What do you do?
Perception, and then a D4.
11. As you're looking out over the fields, you do see a few individuals are currently weaving their way through the crops, and they seem to be tending them. They're not going out of the way to, hide themselves because they really don't have any reason to. They're busy. But aside from that, you don't see anyone, being furtive or trying to not be seen. People just seem to be going about their regular day, and as you can see now, the sun is slowly starting to set, and a few people are coming closer towards the path as they're getting ready to end their day.
I have more questions, but I think it can wait until we've reached our destination.
It's at this point that the fields part and the crops begin to dwindle off to the side as stones and a little bit of cobblestone as well begins to take its place. Different houses and settlements are placed here and there. As you come along to this main road, sorry, something popped up. This area here. Is it jamming? No, why would it? Come on, Diane, get it together. Yeah. So this road
Wait.
here,
Wow.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
it's like this main road, alright?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what that little outburst
I'm
was.
sorry. I was angry. Angry. So this area here, you see that there's the greatest population of buildings, and they're a lot closer together. You come to a stop outside a large building. Looks to be a low-end style tavern. Looks to be 2 stories, although the second story definitely was a later addition. I'll move you over now to the correct map.
Maps.
You see a sign above that says the Portly Beggar as you walk through. Shale ties the horses and kind of clicks down on the cart to keep it from rolling. Just outside this establishment.
Vayne is cuddling his bio case
Okay.
as the cart comes to a stop.
Mm-hmm. Alright, this is the Portly Beggar. I'm going to get a meal before I start my shift prop-up, so... and I'm going to get myself a drink too, you know what? Yeah, after you.
Do you know how many are on shift the same time as you?
It's me.
It's just you.
No, it's just me, yeah.
One last question, I promise.
No, please, ask away. I know I'm frazzled at the moment, but I'll get myself sorted. I'm awake only a few hours as well.
Are people usually sent on their shifts alone, or are they usually partnered?
Oh no, we're always partnered up.
It's just you're alone tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long was the journey?
About 45 minutes.
Can I short rest?
Short rest is an hour.
Fuck balls.
Holy-
I'm not awake yet. Haha.
You
Another
just
20 minutes. I'm just gonna sit in the fucking van.
Alrighty.
So I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the handout for the rings of Clancamrye because I'm just looking at the area that they do the rounds on.
Sure.
Did you say it was the center of that longest middle one that this area is located?
Sorry, the center of the.
So there's what is it? It's like 7 blocks.
He's I believe he's speaking of the thicker white line that runs kind of horizontally.
Yeah, northwest.
Off from the bridge to keep.
No, the line that goes across horizontally across the bridges through the districts.
The Outer Ring Road.
Yeah.
No, so can you shift back to the other map
Sorry.
real quick?
Do-do-do.
So where are we at the moment?
You
This
are
line here, I think he's
currently-
referring to.
Yeah, so that's the Outer Ring Road.
Yes, that's the Outer Ring Road.
We're like here, aren't we?
You are here currently.
Yeah.
So we're located like roughly there.
Yeah.
And her job is to basically walk around all of the red roads and the inner roads and see if anyone needs anything.
Pretty much.
That's a shit job.
It depends on the pay.
Well, I mean, just the
Yeah.
distance alone sucks.
What Vayne, not Vayne, what Rook is considering is should we as the party try to aid in some sort of check-in process wherein after each loop we know that she's still here.
Alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that could be worthwhile.
The only thing with it is there's no super optimal way there to that doesn't just add 30 miles to her walk.
Yeah. It could be twofold as well because we could witness something that could be connected while also protecting our contact.
So, just for my own reference, when we met up with sorry,
Maurice.
flipping- yeah, Maurice, and this woman's name is
Shale.
Shale.
Shale. Yes, that's it. Maurice and Shale. Maurice said that Shale was to stick with us, but was she also still supposed to do her job as normal?
Yeah, she basically said to her, make sure that they get situated down at the Portly Beggar, which is the tavern here, and then go about her shift, and then she's to accompany you wherever you
Mm-hmm.
go, basically, in terms of... She's basically your point of contact with Maurice back at the guardhouse.
Okay, and everyone on Shale's note does the same job as her,
Roughly. Yeah, at different
roughly,
times.
at different times. But has there been any cases of field hands going missing?
You can ask her.
Pardon me.
Oh, no, please after you. She motions for you all to walk into the...
I'm a bit confused because all of these individuals on your note are people who do your profession, but there's other people in the fields, is there not? The field hands, farmers, harvesters.
Yes?
Have any of them gone missing?
I mean, we haven't had anything reported. But then again, there's so few of us that... I don't even really want to think about it.
So,
Like, they very could well be going missing and we don't even know.
so what you're okay? So, if I've got this right, because this area is the breadbasket of your city, and its areas are so vast, the people you hire to watch these fields, they also like live and stay there. Is that correct?
Well, they mostly live in the houses around here, yes.
I wonder if it would be worth our time to pass around these houses and see if there's anyone that hasn't come back. It's been roughly 10 days since the first disappearance of somebody that checks the fields. It would be strange if these missings were only attributed to those who walk the roads around.
That is true. I can certainly ask when I'm going around and doing the rounds today. I'll be meeting a lot of them as they're coming back anyway.
Kato, perhaps we should speak to the... Is this the only bar in the area?
Pretty much. Yeah.
So if somebody's family member hadn't come back, I assume they would come to this bar and...
More than likely, yeah. This is like the watering hole. I mean, we just had a party here a few days ago, I think. No, it was yesterday. Sorry, days are muddled. Yeah, and honestly, with everything bad that's going on, it was almost like nothing bad is happening. Like, the people haven't noticed anything. If that makes sense.
That is strange. Rook's gonna walk over to the cart and like look at the sleeping Vayne, and he's just gonna like place the plant pot like beside him.
Okay.
Keep an eye on him.
Okay.
And walks back to Kato, just in case anyone inside recognizes him.
Me or him?
I was telling Plantstopher to keep an eye on Vayne.
Okay.
Right, Kato, you ready to meet the locals?
As I'll ever be.
Unfortunately, our face is sleeping in the cart, so we're gonna have to do this our way.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Do you want to lead the way? I'm a little distinct.
Oh boy, where to start? I guess we start with the bartender.
Yeah, so sorry. No, inside you see, like I said, this is a low-end, very low-end style tavern. The furniture is all worn and aged and has... You can smell it. There's a slight dampness to this place. You do see a small fireplace off to the left. The fire is starting to dwindle inside it, so you do see the man is starting to chuck bits of firewood into it.
Broken furniture?
Yep, in the corner. You also see that a couple of scraps from plates have also been tossed over, and they haven't quite reached the fire. They're kind of just littering the floor. All around you, you do see different farmers and common folk. It's quite busy, and with the sun setting, you gather that people have finished the work for the day, and drink is now plenty. The chatter is great. you walk up to the barkeep and you see an older human gentleman, mid-50s and balding on top, slight podge to the belly, got a rather creased work shirt on. Doesn't look like it's been washed, it does have a couple of stains on the front.
Good evening.
Evening.
What beverages do you have available?
What beverages are you looking for?
Just the simple water will suffice for me.
Water.
Nods.
It'll be a silver piece. Living in the lap of luxury, are you?
I have my own reservations about alcohol.
Suit yourself. See, Shale walks forward and goes, I'll take a meal, Ego. I believe Scaldita Maurice spoke to you about, people coming down from the inner city. She did. Didn't tell me there's going to be so many of them. So, well, we just need rooms for 4 people. I've got 2 rooms available. Yeah, it'll cost you extra. So I was sure that Maurice paid you already. She did, but a little late. You see Cheryl kind of just begrudgingly puts her hand into her pouch and just tosses a gold coin at him.
I'll put down a silver.
Well, thank you kindly. Nice to know some of the guards around here have some manners. He pockets the gold and scrapes the silver off the counter as well, and puts 2 sets of keys out in front of you. I'll get that meal out for you just in a jiffy. Anything else I can get for you lot? I'll take a cup of ale if it's going. A cup of ale for you, sir. Looking at you, Rook.
I'm not really sure. What would you recommend?
What would I recommend? We've got a nice bit of Scrumpy made. Would you like some of that? Nice and sweet.
And what is that? What does that contain?
It's a nice quality apple cider. So fresh, there's still bits floating in it.
What is that the house special?
Oh, most certainly.
And I'll take one of those.
Alrighty. He heads back off and motions to one of the open tables.
I'll sit down, not beside that guy, on this chair.
Sure. It's the problem
Is
when
the seat taken?
it's the problem when you've got 5-foot squares. It's like, we don't take up all that space when you're just sitting around, but yeah.
I'm constantly running in circles to make sure no one enters my space.
I'm gonna put you all in a line. Eventually, the gentleman comes back with Shale's meal and your drink. There's a very small cup of water is placed down before you, Kato. And Roshana gets her ale, and Rook, you get a very large cup of what doesn't very much need to smell to be cider, but you do see there are apple chunks still floating about in it.
And how much would that be?
Silver piece for the Scrumpy, and 2 copper for the ale.
Rook will take out a gold piece, put it in his hand, and just say, "That's for both, and to make sure that my questions don't get boring."
Alright. happily takes the gold from you. Rook, you didn't have to do that.
What was I supposed to do with it?
Well, first off, you didn't have to pay for me, and...
I was going to give him a gold anyway. I might as well get yours out of it.
Right. See, Shale has begun eating, and she's just chugging down the ale that has come with her meal. Wipes her face. Mind if I see that note again?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Was Dew the first person to go missing?
Sorry, what are you asking me?
Sorry, we're looking at the note again. Was Dew the first to go missing on the 16th morning?
I believe so. Well, Dew didn't turn up for her shift. We didn't immediately assume that she'd
I
gone
see.
missing.
I see. Okay.
And herself and Heartgazer have always had this kind of secret, not so secret thing, we'll say, and I'm not surprised that Heartgazer were looking for her. And
Did he ever come back?
no, I believe he and Mutt went out at night looking for her. And those two had split off. And Mutt said that they were to return back at the Portly Beggar at about 1 a.m. and Heartgazer just never turned back up.
Did anyone ever ask Mutz about it?
I mean, we did. But I think Mutt said the last time that he saw Heartgazer was literally at the beginning of the shift, and he was heading off towards Silky's Road.
Silky's Road.
Sorry, now I could be jumping back and forth between maps.
Yeah, that's alright.
So, this is the main road here, where we are. And then this road then is Silky's Road. So he was coming up this way, and that was the last time that Mutz saw him.
Okay.
And then they were supposed to meet here back at 1 a.m. and he just didn't turn up. And even then, people kind of thought, oh, maybe, you know, they've kind of hooked up and have just run off together.
Does anyone know where Dew went missing? Or, actually, sorry, correction, because I know you said you just never turned up. Has anyone else been on patrol for the Silky Road? Or was it just Heartgazer?
At that time, I don't know, we kind of like changed around where we're supposed to be. You know, it gets boring, to be honest.
Right. Doing the same route over and over again.
Yeah.
The positions on the map where there are junctions, is there anything there, like wooden posts, signs?
There are a couple of signposts, yeah.
On every one or just on the odd one?
Odd one, I would say.
I wonder if it would be worthwhile that while you go on your nightly duty, that perhaps at each junction you leave a mark of some kind, so that if it's necessary for us to follow in your footsteps, we'll know when you stop leaving marks.
Alright, I can certainly do that.
Mm.
Of course, that is worst case scenario.
Yeah, but given how things are going, yeah, I'm not hopeful either, so I'll do it if it means. getting
Perhaps
something of some
before
answer.
we ourselves turn in for the night, we should do this Silky's Road.
Yes. Um, is Silky's Road this bit
Yeah,
or this bit?
that bit. Second one.
Okay. So 12.5 miles. Oof.
Was it who was it that met up like here?
It was Mutz had last spotted Heartgazer here.
And then they were
Heading
supposed
this
to meet
way.
here.
No, they're
No,
supposed
they're
to meet
supposed
here.
to just meet
Here?
back at the
Yeah, at the tavern.
Oh, heading
at the
this way.
tavern. Yeah.
And which way was Mutz going? Was he going straight down here?
Mutz was heading in the opposite direction, so
This way?
no. So apologies. So Hawkgaze was going this way from the tavern,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then Mutz was going this way from the tavern.
Okay.
Oh, so it was when Heartgazer was here that he spotted him.
No, it was literally just as he was leaving the tavern. That was the last time he saw him.
Yeah, it was here. They went opposite directions. And they're supposed to
I
meet up.
see.
Was it back at the tavern at
Back at
one
the
or
tavern.
at this
Tavern.
corner?
Back to the tavern again.
Okay.
So then how did Mutz know that it was Silky Road that he was patrolling? Is it
I don't know
posted
that
that
he-
where each
If he knew like that was where he was patrolling, he just said that he saw him moving in that direction. He was walking towards Selby's
I
Road.
see.
Right, guys, if you don't mind, we'll take a quick break here.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll start back at 5 past the hour. That's all right.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Lovely stuff.
Oh, you said how much past the hour?
5 past.
5 past.
So time to
5.
break.
Okay.
I'll
All
be
right.
ready.
All right.
Alrighty, where were we? You're talking about
Sleep.
you are slept. You are slept indeed.
I am full sleep.
Talking about Heartgazer and Mutz on their little adventure where Heartgazer unfortunately did not return.
Mm-hmm.
So Heartgazer went this way, Mutz went that way, and they never saw each other again, but Mutz returned.
Is it usual for two individuals? I think you said before they usually leave in pairs. Yes.
Oh, well, yes. Thing is, Hawkgazer was actually... Hawkgazer's on the day shift, if I remember correctly. But, like I said, he can do a thing, so... like, I'm not surprised that he went looking for her.
Right.
And I think Mutz just wanted to help out, so...
Hmm. I mean,
I'm reaching here, but perhaps the worst has happened and Heartgazer actually found you.
And you think he would have done something? Or...
think he would have tried to help, but
But
knows?
perhaps some sort of outside force wouldn't allow it.
I think if we assume that Mutz went south and Stargazer went north, we should probably start by checking the areas where those two sections would meet.
Yeah.
My running theory would put it that Mutz would have crossed an area very close to where 2 and Heartgazer would have went missing, assuming that it is a singular area and not a moving.
Right, like it's a rotating section.
Yeah, I would recommend checking this line here.
I can certainly do that on my walk tonight.
How long do you think it would take for one to walk? I suppose I can just map out the miles and do it myself. 20 miles. How long does 20 miles take to walk? In
Just
D&D.
under 7 hours.
Then you have to come back. That's nasty.
I mean, I'm saying this to you now because I figure that you've kind of got a grasp of what's going on here, but there's no way that I can cover this ground in that time.
Right.
And I don't intend on trying to do it either.
Okay, how about...
I'm going to stick to the main roads as it is. I'm not going to go around the perimeter. And to be honest, the night shift is usually pretty quiet anyway because most people are at home.
But they've all gone missing when it was dark.
It seems
Might
that way.
I issue a proposal?
Sure, by all means.
We can go in pairs around the perimeter. You can go with me or Rook or Vayne, whoever you prefer, and then the other 2 can walk in the opposite direction, like so.
I'm right here as well.
My concern, Kato, would be that if our assumptions are correct, it would be unwise to split up so aggressively.
I was merely assuring that we cover as much ground as possible while remaining partnered. I think it would be unwise for anyone to go alone on this patrol.
As I said,
True.
I'm generally not going to be out long.
How long do you plan on being out for?
I'll do the main road and then Sulky's Lane.
Perhaps we should all get together then and do that route with you. I think Silky's Lane is the most obvious area of interest. Tell me, do you know what has grown in each of these plots?
I think this is mostly grain. For bread and the like.
Yes, I think heading out together, we don't need to worry too heavily about splitting the workload, because if there's no one in the fields and there's danger, fuck the work.
Exactly, I have no... I mean, I swore to put my life down on the line for the people here, but generally the people aren't about at this time, and a lot are going missing.
No, don't misunderstand. We'll figure this out, we'll finish it, but we'll do it smartly. Not foolishly. No offense to you and your compatriots, but the moment the first person went missing, there should have been a check-in system.
I completely agree. I mean, doing Hawkgazer and then Thurbrand was put on the job then for finding out what happened to them, and he was sent off by himself. Like, granted, he was our group leader, but I mean, that is nonsensical, isn't it, to send somebody out on their own? Especially when people have just gone
This
missing.
is Thurbrand, yes.
Yes.
And what weapons did he wield?
I believe Thurbrand was a sword bearer, but he was great sword. He was higher up than we are.
We should be cautious then.
Why do you think he has something to do with this?
No, but Rook will give a look towards Kato. He's like wondering if how much more information is he going to divulge.
Yeah, it's kind of a look like dial it back.
I just mean if a leader and someone wielding such a large weapon didn't come back, we should be cautious.
Right. Yeah. You see, it's a slow dawning realization for her. She says to you, you know, there was always like a part of me that had hoped that if, you know, they just got off skiving. I mean, Vaprik had told me before that Hawkgazer used to go missing during the shift and leave himself and Thurbrand to basically pick up the slack. I think we all kind of just thought that, you know, Dew and Hawkgazer had run off together and, you know, we were just miffed and kind of annoyed. And Thurbrand went missing. And then we got the other two from Group 1, and then one of them went missing. I know it's foolish, but I sort of hoped that it'd still be alive, but the fact that you've told me that Mutz is now dead.
You think the others could meet untimely demise?
After the craziness, everything that's happened, I don't know how those things could not be linked.
We still don't know the cause of the disappearances.
Yes,
They
it
could
just
still be there.
Yes,
We should not throw away hope so carelessly, but we also shouldn't let it shackle us from reality.
Do you know how Mutz died?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and was he attacked? Was he...
In a way.
Right.
A lot is uncertain at the moment, and until it's cleared up, we don't want to be spreading rumor.
Yeah, I understand.
There was an incident where he was stationed, and in it he lost his life.
That's a diplomatic way of putting it.
Once we've solved this problem and closed that case, I will tell you the full story.
Please, but...
We just need to figure out the facts for now.
Sure. You see, she sits up at the table at this point and kind of waves over to an individual. This person here. Oh, didn't mean to do that, so sorry. There.
Mm-hmm.
This individual here. Click! God damn it!
I suppose I should go wake up Vayne. I think he's had his beauty sleep.
That would be wise.
Yeah, he's just been laying outside on the ground now for the past 15, 20 minutes.
There was a carriage. Like a cart. You said it was a cart.
I don't see a cart. Do you see no cart?
Well, there wasn't a cart when we arrived either, so I assume we walked.
Excuse me for a moment. She heads over to the other table. Kato, what should I do?
I'm gonna go wake up Vayne. I just give him light slaps on either side of his cheek. Hey, come on, come on.
Have you ever woken someone up before? How rude that is. Oh, are we there then?
For the record, that's how I would hunt. That's how I would wake up some of my hunting party members.
Well, I'm not your hunting party member.
Well, we're on a hunt of sorts, so technically you
Oh.
are.
Are we here then?
You see a sign
nice.
immediately above two double doors that says the portly beggar.
Well, yeah. Excellent. Where is everyone?
Inside.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, hello, Plantstopher. And I'll pick up Plantstopher and like strap my cases on and. Oh, well, that was nice. Shall we?
Yes, we've learned a good deal of information.
So you started without me. Okay. Very well.
Well, you seemed quite at peace.
It's been a long day.
Indeed it has. It's about to get much, much longer.
Oh, joy. Glad I had a nap then. Is there anyone I should keep an eye out for when we go into this disheveled looking building?
Here? Not particularly.
Very well. Lead the way.
Please join us at this very small table with very small stools.
Vayne will walk in and like glance around the room,
Give me a
kind of
perception check.
taking in all of the peoples.
All of the peoples.
Perception check.
Sometimes I wonder if my neighbors can hear me.
They can.
Thanks.
Wait, which one was that?
Honey!
That's unfortunate.
You're still wiping the sleep out of your eyes.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah.
Groggy.
Yeah.
You know, one of these times we're gonna roll above a 10.
Don't be
Let's hope it's in combat when, or when the king is like deciding your fate.
Yes.
Totally not foreshadowing.
Well,
there.
don't let me do it. Minus one to persuasion.
-1. Okay.
What would you like to
I
say?
will. Sort of glance around, continue to rub sleep from my eye a little bit, and then I'll walk up to the bar,
Mhm.
and say, what wine do you have? Oh,
Go red wine or white wine? What would you like?
red, please.
Alrighty. That'll be 2 silver pieces for the bottle.
2 silver. You sure?
For the bottle.
May I see the bottle?
Certainly. He turns around and goes to grab one. You feel a figure sidle up to you. Kind of bumps into your shoulder and he goes, "It's alright. I'll pay the 2 silver for it."
As he bumps into me,
Mhm.
can I like? I don't know how to word this. Can I? I've run around with some people before my time. Would I like people pickpocketing?
Mhm.
Can I like check myself as he just after he's done that?
Sure. Oh,
Just like pat myself down.
It'd be a very discreet, perceptive check.
Okay.
Perception. Or
Perception.
sleight of hand, whichever you would prefer to
I would definitely prefer sleight of hand.
go for it then. To basically just shimmy down.
14.
It's interesting as your hand kind of like you kind of stretch back a little bit, not really making eye contact with this fella, as you casually just skim your hands down your pants, like wiping them clean, and the hand grabs your wrist as you're kind of just looking down at the bar.
I assume it's the person that sidled up to me has grabbed my wrist now.
Yeah.
Excuse me, do you mind?
I certainly do. How you doing, Vayne? You turn and you see a tall and lean, half-elven individual, pointed face, short brown hair, looks to be late 20s or so, wearing these rather inexpensive riding clothing. This is, a driver of some kind. Although the make and quality of the clothing is not of this area. But it's very familiar to you. As you turn, you see Noro is standing beside you.
Right.
Sorry, that... Right.
Right.
It got me good.
Okay. I recognize. So I'm looking at this other guy. I recognize the voice and turn. Noro, friend, where have you been?
Could ask you the same thing.
Thought you'd be with the others.
No. I mean, I watched you get taken away.
Interesting.
There's a big
And
grin on
you're-
his face as the bartender returns and puts the bottle down down in front of you. That'll be 2 silver pieces. Noro slides 2 in front of him. He goes, I'll take another one of them as well while you're at it. Oh, okay.
Is this
if I've got
other-
another one.
Is this other guy still holding my arm?
No, Noro's holding your arm.
Oh, okay, right.
And this is a woman.
Sorry, I thought it was.
I've got written down.
Oh, right.
Sick.
Okay. My bad.
Mhm.
It's stuff's happening and it's
I
kind
know.
of confusing.
It's also much.
Yes, you
Sorry.
can pay for mine.
Yeah. He grabs the 2 bottles and he motions for you to come sit with him.
I kind of glance at Kato and the rest, and I'll kind of give a grimacy smile kind of thing, and go and follow along with Nora.
Mhm.
Fucking douchebag. There we go. Kind of like I'm sat at a table.
You're sat on top of him.
Well, I mean, we're close, aren't we? So.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Nora, so what have you been up to?
Well, since the caravan got basically demolished yesterday, I've been here.
How did
And
you
you?
get out?
I didn't get caught to begin with, did I? Guard approached, didn't think anything of it. They started going through all the carts and then suddenly crossbow bolts and being shot. Handcuffs start getting slapped on. I made a break for it before they could get round to me.
I might move.
Vayne, I think the better question is, how did you get out?
It's a kind of confusing story. I had a conversation with Montegore. Then some posh gentleman showed up called Luxon and basically whisked me away to the Adventurers Guild and said I have to pay off Montagor's debt. And wouldn't tell me what the debt is for, anything like that.
Right. Okay.
So now I'm here investigating some disappearance or something.
Didn't really take you for much of an adventure.
Well, it's needs must, isn't it? It's not really something I want to be doing, but the alternative is that cell, which did not smell nice.
That is absolutely valid. So Monty's still in there then?
As far as I'm aware, I was hoping to go see him tomorrow, but I'm here now, so
Yeah, I'd kind of been hoping to go visit him myself. He's definitely still in that big gatehouse thing.
that's where I left him. Yes, it didn't. No one said he'd left or was going anywhere. As I left, I saw the caravan was still there, so I assume
Right.
that's where he is. It's only been a day, so. But if you do go there, you could probably use the name Lythandrios to potentially get through to speak to him. Depends how persuasive you are, I suppose.
I don't know what this looks like, fella.
He's like a ex-adventurer. He's one of the heads of the adventuring guild, as far as I can tell. Not sure what he does, but he's the one that got me out of the cell, so I assume he has some sway.
That's crazy. And he picked you.
Apparently so.
He nods his head.
No idea why.
Didn't happen to see anyone else when you were in there?
No, I can only assume that they're all in different cells, but the only person I actually was able to see was Montagor, and I spoke with him very briefly to sort of ask whether this Luxon fellow could be trusted, and he didn't quite seem himself. He seemed like he was in over his head.
Yeah, if you've got debt and you willingly walk into a city with it.
Yes. So now I'm having to do some jobs here and there to see if I can get some money about to resolve this issue for him. But at least then, technically, he'll be in my debt, so...
You and Montagor's debt?
I'm not, no. As far as I'm
No, I'm
aware.
saying, could you imagine being in Montagor's debt?
Oh, it would be a beautiful, beautiful sight.
Don't know if he'd appreciate it.
Oh, probably not, but, you know.
Yeah,
The alternative is also a cell, so...
that's fair.
And he didn't seem very comfortable while he was in there. Not used to his, well, I mean, you know how it is. Normal habitats like. It's a bit more posh than just a cell.
Right. He lowers his voice and kind of like leans in towards you. How much are we talking about?
So the figures that were thrown around were in the thousands of gold.
His eyes just go wide. Hasn't moved an
Yeah.
inch, but just staring at you.
Yeah, so I discussed before I left. I did discuss it with him, and he said that basically that he would sort it out after the fact, and if I would do this for him, he would, you know, effectively be in my debt. But it is quite a sum of money, and I'm not talking 2,000 or 3,000. I'm talking, you know, on the upper.
4?
Um,
5?
Slightly more. Something like that.
6?
Yes, some sort of between 5 and 6, I suppose.
He leans back in his chair, just kind of staring up at the ceiling.
I did try and figure out why we were accosted in the first place, but all I could gather from the guards was that there was something in the caravans that's illegal or something. They wouldn't tell me what. I have no knowledge of anything that illegal. 5,000 illegal that's quite a lot of illegal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't see anyone else, so I don't know if there's any money in the caravan or anything that
There,
could be used to help.
I'm not sure about that. The guards have probably gotten the little mitzens on them already, filtered through anything of value.
Yes, that was what I thought.
I did see Larima though.
Oh.
I don't know what she said to the guards, but herself and the twins, they weren't even brought in. They were just let go.
Interesting.
They didn't come back out this way though. I followed you and the guards up to the gatehouse with a big moat about it.
Hmm.
And they didn't come back out this way. So I
mean,
think they might be in the middle ring somewhere.
In the middle ring?
Possibly. I was by
It's
the
a huge city there.
outer ring entrance. So either way they went. Not sure where they are now. From what I did see, a couple of the carriages did split off as you were being pulled away. I'm not certain, but I believe Keldo and Rasco are in the small guardhouse nearby. I haven't been able to confirm it though yet. Their wagon, at least, was brought in that direction.
Strange how we've all been taken to different places. I'm interested in finding the twins and
Larima?
Larima. Especially if Larima managed to get the twins free, because obviously she has her magics, shall we say. So unless she had some kind of heads up. And she's...
Possibly, I couldn't tell you.
She has been close with multiple. I mean, not necessarily now, but...
You're worth speaking to her if you could find her.
I'd be interested in finding her. And you said they might... Keldo was in the middle ring, you think? Or in the guardhouse nearby?
Excuse me. Keldo and Rasco, I think they're in guardhouse closest to here. Like I said, I haven't been able to confirm. I was planning on maybe having a quick looky around at some point.
Interesting. Can I just quick? The guardhouse near here is the one to the left of us, correct?
The one you literally just came from.
Oh. That one then.
This one, yeah.
Shit. Well, I've just come from that guardhouse, and I mean, I didn't see them. I didn't really go looking around either, but strange.
What Vayne were you taken when you were in the guardhouse?
It's the squad captain of some sort.
I mean, when you were brought in.
What?
Where were you taken when you were brought in to the gatehouse?
I was just taken. I mean, I went straight into some lady, and then taken to another lady, and then I slept all the way here. So,
What?
unless I'm misunderstanding your question.
Vayne, you were brought into a cell, right?
Oh, yes.
So what do you think happened to Keldo and Rasker?
Oh. But why so far away?
He starts taking a drink from his wine. It's a good thing you're pretty.
Well, I've just woken up in my defense.
At this
Said
time?
you're dumb.
I just don't understand why they would separate us all. Like, me being in... Wait a minute. I'm trying to remember which... where's the map? There's the map. Which district? I swear I was in, like, down here, was it not? It was because we had to go through the Arcane District to get all the way up, so it was somewhere over here, I thought.
Hold on a second. Are you pointing at the... Which map are you pointing at?
The one on the screen now.
Okay.
Like somewhere.
You were here.
Oh, okay, I was
This is
close.
where you were kept.
Hmm. Okay, so we're not that far apart then.
No.
I mean, it's still far apart.
It's still
but-
far, but yeah, not as far as, the other one.
Yeah, I just doesn't make sense why they would split us up for different guardhouses unless they were out of cells, but that seems they would just double us up, surely.
I mean, if you're saying 5 or 6,000 gold,
Wow.
surely they must have thought that we, or they at least, had some knowledge about it, and we're trying to figure it out. What could be worth 5,000 gold, though? Like,
Knowledge?
I knew Monty had his little trinkets and whatnot, but I don't think anything was worth that much.
Yeah, the only thing I could think is something of magical value or knowledge.
Is it a crime to have magic things, though?
Depends on the magic thing, I would think.
Hmm.
Speaking, just changing the subject for a moment, you haven't heard or seen anything? I suppose you've only been here a day. haven't you? Strange or, seen anyone behaving strangely around these parts?
Well, we had a great party last night. I don't know if that's strange, but it was fun. The Scrumpy's good here too.
How's the wine?
He kind of smacks his tongue against the roof of his mouth. For red, it's pretty dry.
I hope you're not paying for that with my money.
Vayne. I'm appalled. And quite frankly offended.
Really?
Nah.
Didn't think so. We need to figure out what... I don't understand. Because why would they arrest us, split us up, and then take me... Well, let half of us go. Well, let 3 of us go at least. You didn't get arrested. And then have some random guild member or guild leader from this adventurers guild come and pick me up. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, why'd he pick you?
Well, evidently he can see skill where,
Or a fool.
I shoot him a look.
He's just got the biggest shit-eating grin on his face. I've missed you.
Well, I mean, I missed you too, Nora. And I mean, if you're calling me a fool, we used to share the same position, so it would take one to know one.
His smile kind of drops for a second, falters a little bit, and he just swigs his wine again. we'll jump back over to the other guys.
Yep.
While this little conversation is going on, you've watched as Vayne gets dragged away by this unfamiliar fellow to you, and Shale wanders over to this individual here who is wearing a similar sort of attire as herself. Same white and green tunic over armor. Though he seems to have like a short bow just kind of haphazardly thrown down to the side. What are the rest of you guys up to?
Rook. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was yawning.
Yeah.
Even though I've just awoken.
Rook is
hours.
kind of like fumble underneath his like cloak for a second and cast guidance on himself.
Mhm.
And then he will like stand up and just say, "Just give me a moment," and he'll walk up to the barkeep.
Alrighty. With your perception, you do feel the train of eyes on you as you walk. Unfortunately, you do very much stand out here, and people aren't as... What's the opposite of avert?
Covert?
Yeah, people aren't as covert, thank you. With, hiding their stares.
That's fine. People like to look in this city. Sorry, questions now, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
You can probably tell from, the lack of familiarity in my face, but I'm new here.
Really?
Yes. I'm curious. This place looks fairly lively, and that's kind of rare for anywhere that has a lot of people. In the last few days, has anything of particular note occurred?
Anything of particular note?
Yeah, I'm trying to work for the Adventurers Guild, so I'm trying to keep an ear out for people needing something, help, maybe for good recommendation.
Okay. Well, we had a good party here last night.
Right.
Saying goodbye to one of our fine guards.
That being Asic?
No, I don't think I know that name. It was Brander Mutz.
Brand. Yes, he moved up to the guild hall, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
A party, indeed. I assume. I assume when somebody moves up there, they don't get back very often.
No, but I think he preferred that.
You must have enjoyed this individual's company to go so far as to throw him a party.
Nah, he was a shit. But parties bring people, and people have money.
Oh, I see. That is interesting. Why did he leave? May I ask?
Got a better job. Some fancy place in the middle ring.
Do you feel it? The internal debate?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Could I get you another cup of Scrumpy?
No, I haven't touched the first one yet.
Oh, you should. It's delicious. Might loosen you up a little bit.
I'm not sure that would be wise.
Oh, why so?
I'm not entirely sure what I would be like loose.
Just try everything at least once.
I
People
feel like that
tend to
statement
be-
has limits.
People tend to be a little bit more loose with their words when they're lubricated a bit.
Okay. Can I buy you a drink?
You sure can.
Yeah, I'll put another gold on the counter.
Oh, it's great.
His eyebrows.
I
just
love the
shoots-
flip.
The eyebrows just shoot up on his forehead, and he goes, "I certainly will." Scrapes the gold across the counter and pockets it, and goes over and pours himself his own cup of Scrumpy.
So what was yesterday's party? Going away in celebration for two different reasons. For him because he was going somewhere better, and for you because he was leaving.
Precisely.
Anybody else moving position or leaving recently?
Well, the guards around here seem to be dropping like flies. Haven't seen a good number of those in a while.
Just the guards?
Seems to be, yeah.
No word of any of the field handlers or farmers?
Well, I certainly hope not. Funeral shindigs are usually the biggest money bringers, if there ever was one.
You must do well for yourself then, I hear. Your bar is one of few in the area,
That it is.
if not. So I assume anyone that works comes here at least once a week.
Most people, they stop by here once a day.
Once a day. Anyone you haven't seen in over a week?
Over a week.
Perhaps I should check up on. Bar the guards.
Bar the guards.
Kato's overhearing this conversation.
Yeah, I'm not being discreet.
Yeah, you'll hear it, Kato. So.
Okay, just making sure, because I don't want to like mention something later and then have a question of, oh, you were listening?
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah.
Well, Madame Hutton hasn't been over in a while, but she's a prudish sort.
Prudish.
Yeah. Doesn't take too much libation.
No. Understandable.
He begins chugging the Scrumpy.
Yes, lubricate.
So, anyone here that you think could be worth me speaking to?
He kind of blows past his lips.
Or, I guess, probably more useful for me. Anyone here that I should avoid speaking to given my particular persuasion?
Well, he kind of gives you the once over. Slow and steady up and down. Sorry to say, you kind of stick out like a red sore thumb here.
I'm not worried about sticking out. I'm more concerned about those who care that I stick out.
Not so much. People tend to keep to themselves here. You might get a word or two thrown your way, but no more than that. The guards tend to keep things in check. Though, now that there's fewer, who knows?
And, the elf behind me, is he a local?
He kind of leans down on the counter and cocks his head to the side to look over as Vayne and Noro is speaking. He goes, he took a room here last night and that was about it. He's not local that I know of.
That's alright. Between you and I, not to speak ill of them all, but most elves don't like hobgoblins.
Oh, really? Is that what you are?
Yeah, of sorts, yes.
Hobgoblin.
Hmm.
Hobgoblin.
Oh, go.
You sure you don't know the drink?
No, I think I'm good.
Well, this one's on you. He pours himself another.
Oh my god.
You can have as many as that gold as well, friend.
Cheers.
I will just step to this table with Vayne briefly and just say, by the way, we got room keys. They give us 2 rooms. I'm assuming, given the pairs that we arrived in, that you and I will likely bunk again, if that is all right.
Oh, is this your new bedfellow?
Ha ha ha.
Ha 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 ha.
No, it's just someone I met. Yes, that's fine.
Oh, so you take it
Um,
on
could
bed
you-
with do Vayne?
Could you? Noro, shut up.
This dude, oh my god.
I hold a plant pot out and say, "Would you mind taking this?"
Not at all.
Thank you.
Who's your friend?
Oh, just an acquaintance. I'll explain later.
He hands out his hand to you, Rook.
Oh, wouldn't you? Never know what you catch.
Neither does he. I'll shake his hand.
He just has a big shit-eating grin and he goes, oh, Stephen Fruitybottom, nice to meet you.
Really, bottom.
Rook.
Gives you a nod, releases your hand.
As if Rook then walks away, Vayne will turn to Nora and go, Frilly Bottom, is that what you're going by now?
Gives you a wink.
Interesting.
Hmm.
That explains what the lady's like.
Oh, you can all got funny bottoms, wouldn't you?
Oh. Just because we used to bunk up doesn't mean, you know.
Takes a swig from the wine again, just... God, this is awful.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. You owe me. For it, by the way. As you can tell, I will be counting my coins for the foreseeable future.
You're being such a bitch about it. He pulls out the 2 silver pieces and passes it back to you.
Only 2.
Vayne, I'm not a complete arsehole, I'm only a bit.
I know, I've met you. I'll grab the 2 silver pieces and go. Let's just say that the extra bottle that you got is a gift from me for, you know, the future.
Your gift sucks.
I didn't choose it, you did.
Fair enough.
It's not my fault your taste is questionable.
Excuse me, you're the one who ordered it.
I order wine everywhere I go. It's not my fault that this place is not known for its wine. You should have asked for the Scrumpy. Apparently that's quite nice.
Yeah. Actually, I will. He heads up back to the counter again. And orders himself one.
Okay. I will scratch my chin and sit there for a moment as he's up at the bar.
I'm so glad
and
you
I'll kinda-
said
Yeah.
Kato, what are you up to?
Oh dear.
Just looking. Once again. Maybe arm wrestling Roshana.
Sure. Do you want to give it a go?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Plonk your elbows down onto the table.
Jesus. That'll do.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry, I'm gonna... Fucking hell, I can't find where... There's our name. I'll do that right. Strength check, yes. Yeah, immediately you begin pushing, and she's just faltering a little bit. One more, please.
Ooh, yep.
Ooh, and she begins to get her momentum back up again, goes blowing past and pushes you back up to center.
Mmm.
Another one, please.
Oh no!
Jesus Christ, you snap her arm in half.
Near enough, you crash your hand into the table, and you almost see like a few splinters just breaking off from this very brittle and damp wood, just like falling off the side to never be swept up. She goes, "Wow, I see why you gave Ragnar a run for his money."
I'll be honest, I get surprised a lot of times.
I'll have to work on my upper body strength, I think.
And I think you have strength where it counts.
I mean, I'm pretty built.
Yes, that is true.
I just need to apply it and be a little bit more lucky.
I think we all could use a bit more luck.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's that person that she's talking to over there? They've been talking now for a bit.
I'm not sure. Perhaps a friend, acquaintance.
I mean, he's also
And-
wearing the guard tabard, so
He'll get a bit of like a cheeky look. Or an accomplice. Yeah, I kid. Whatever's going on here, at the very least, I don't think she's in on it.
okay, you say that, but I mean, Rook did ask if anybody had gone on like a fancy trip or anything
Mhm.
and coming back and they've suddenly changed. She just arrived here apparently.
But how long ago did she arrive?
I don't know.
I do suppose that's a question worth asking. Because judging by the notes, it seems the disappearances started about 11 days ago.
Yeah.
Well, I guess some of the more concerning disappearances started about 11 days ago.
I feel like we're missing a lot of information.
Oh, no doubt. It's just who to get it from, and whether those sources are reliable and if they're telling the whole story.
I mean, Maurice seems very guarded.
Absolutely. I think, while she might not be an accomplice, I think very much she's keeping back things that she knows.
Yeah.
I suppose it might be smart for the time being to assume everyone's involved.
True.
So, other than us, of course.
Oh, I don't know about that, Kato.
You're right, Rook does have a rather menacing gleam in his eye, doesn't he?
Vayne too.
Rook is just looking at the tankard on the floor that used to be on the table that they arm wrestled on.
Is it off the Scrumpy?
Yeah.
Yep. You see chunks of some fresh and some definitely not so fresh apple chunks are just kind of coasting along the floor, and eventually the liquid just seeps into this rotted wood, just leaving the apple chunks behind.
I thought I'd be more upset. I'm not.
What is it like to feel?
So are we going to leave? Like, go on.
Yeah, perhaps it would be wise to start patrolling. I suppose now this is better than later.
Sure, I mean,
However, Shale seems to be occupied.
I don't know about you guys though, but I'm getting pretty close to tapped though, so if something does happen.
Yeah. We could, if she's only going to go on a short, as necessary main road run, we could try to get our rest in, and then
Yes.
check for marked roads.
Yeah. Turn in tonight. Pick the investigation up tomorrow. I'll go see if she's on shift tomorrow night.
I think she's on shift every night. She's the only one here.
Interesting. Yeah, so... Yeah, do suppose we could turn in.
If this is something that several guards have gone missing, including what is supposed to be a leader of the group, we shouldn't go in ill-prepared. I still have some tricks up my sleeve, but those could run dry quick.
Yes.
He did also go by himself though.
True.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
foolish. Poor decision.
I have some techniques I've been working on, but would require more time.
I do wonder, though, if a leader of the group went by himself, that would either suggest overconfidence in one's abilities or a mistrust of those around him.
This is true. Generally, someone regarded as a leader are rarely alone.
If I look over towards the two on the other side, does their conversations...
Which two is it? These two or...
No, sorry, these two over here.
Okay. Or back there.
Does their conversations seem like heated, argumentative? Is it casual? Is there any concern? Like, what's the vibe I'm getting off?
Give me a vibe check or insight check, please.
Okay.
Vibe check.
Vibe check.
Oh, it's another 10.
I like that. The best rules tonight have been for arm wrestling. It's great.
Yeah.
It's depressing, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is my third 10 in a row.
I know.
Oh my god.
Looking over at them, it's definitely this air of concern. There's furrowed brows, but it's not heated in any way. It seems to be very calm and casual. There's no raised voices either.
But did you say there was concern?
A little bit. You do see that their eyebrows are furrowed, the two of them.
Okay.
I should mention this gentleman over here who's sat down and eating his own meal. Again, similar sort of attire as Shale, but human man looks to be about mid-40s
Guard
or
attire.
so. Guard attire. Guard attire.
Guard attire.
Guard attire.
Guardable. He's dressed up like a guardable.
Salt and pepper, hair, more grey down the sides. Looks like a man that has, as my father would say, has a bit of a tough paper run. He looks older than his years.
I feel that.
Oh. Oh no, I feel like I'm getting there. Oh please.
So do you want to go over and check if she's amicable to the idea of us resting and meeting with her halfway, or should we just...
Over if you're anxious about it.
We threw a lot of questions at her.
That's
and
true.
for us to just say, well, actually, we're not going to do anything tonight, might be a little bit abrupt.
That's true.
So I suppose, Roshana, your face might be refreshing, I suppose.
Sure, I can try. So, is the plan that we will go with her, or are we gonna ask her to leave the markers?
I mean, we could also just ask her to wait as well.
That might not be in the cards.
I mean, who checks on her?
Maurice, probably.
Or what? Come all the way down from her desk.
That's a good point.
I mean, if I remember, Maurice said to the guy who was manning the front, she said to go wake Shale up, so I think she has to return to that guardhouse after her shift. Maybe. Or is that what she's saying? Maybe they'd noticed that she was gone?
But her shift is, what, 12 hours?
Yeah.
My concern is that if we give her the 8 hours between us seeing her last, a lot can go wrong. And if she is an innocent party in this, well, I wouldn't feel good about that.
Yes.
That's true.
Or even worse, this is the shift she actually disappears on, and we're all unconscious.
Could we stagger it, maybe? But depending on where she is, it'll take time for her to come back, see one of us, and then go out on her.
Well, if she's just doing the main route, perhaps she can go south first.
Sure. She pulls out the map again.
If she goes south, and then just comes back up, and checks these two routes, in that time, if she comes back to us, then we know there's nothing down there.
And we take resting shifts.
No, we take resting shifts.
It's pretty far, though. I mean, to go down there and back again, that's like 7, 8
Does she
miles,
not
maybe?
have to walk down there anyway?
Sure. That'll be 2 hours at least.
I mean, it's a long road, and the only thing dividing it are crops. I could give her my bullseye lantern, and she can light it in this direction, and we can keep an eye out for signals from here down.
It's possible, yes. I do like that idea, however, it does mean that someone would have to be awake each time that she gives a signal of something. Even if it's just coming to a crossroads, we won't know if she gives a signal until, well, someone's awake to notice.
I would assume in that instance we would be sleeping in rests. Perhaps, 8 hours, 6 hours of sleep, each 2 hours of watch.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
That would get us this main large area. It wouldn't get us the Silkies. That is, unless we wanted to camp out at this junction.
Hmm. Possibly. The crops are rather tall, someone could easily get lost.
Yes, but I don't think she has to enter the crops unless someone is calling for aid. She's going to stick to the paths.
Which concerns me deeply, because... Looks over her shoulder. The Mutz was perfectly normal, until he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if there's an element of manipulation here.
I mean,
You know,
somebody or something could call from the crops, and she goes in, and then she doesn't come back out.
Exactly. Or she does come back out, but not herself.
Yes, but if she is following strictly this path,
Right.
as long as we have someone awake that has eyes on her and they can turn, then if the lantern light disappears, then she has left the road.
I mean, it's not really strictly, though. I mean, if it was strictly speaking, she's meant to patrol the whole area.
But
Yes.
she already told us she wasn't going to do that.
Yeah, so I know this is bad to say, but does she have to do these big lanes?
No. She just has to
Suppose
do.
not.
If we want to rest before pursuing this further, without the consequence of her being endangered on our conscience, then we need to keep tabs on her.
True, but I'm saying she doesn't have to do those roads.
No.
I think she's just trying to be seen to be working. I don't think.
Right. Yeah, so if she just sticks to the main road and then signals us and someone's awake to catch the signal, then her part of the job is done, more or less. And then we could patrol more in detail the following night.
That's true. And that might be the way to do it.
Yes.
Shall we do that then? I think the sooner we get started, the sooner we can put an end to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, you see that Shale has began walking her way back to the table. Oh, Jesus, where's that go? Sorry. Sorry about that. I was just speaking to friends of mine. She points over, just waves over to the gentleman sat here. That's Vaprik. He's in our group. It's myself, himself, and Surly. It appears. That's all that's left. Vaprik's on the day shift. I just spoke to him there. He hasn't seen anything.
I see.
And where's Surly?
I believe Surly was on day shift with him as well, but of course, they did different areas. I'm not sure. He's probably gone home, but after Erlene went missing, I don't know. I hope it isn't
Well,
anything stupid.
we have a plan.
Oh?
Yes, me and my companions are a bit tapped from an earlier encounter today, so we'll be taking resting shifts while you patrol. He will hand you his bullseye lantern to signal to keep us up to date. Someone will be watching to simply keep a track to make sure there's no mishaps.
All right. Yeah.
And tomorrow we'll follow up with a more in-depth investigation.
All right. That sounds good. Yeah. Well,
I
there's gonna
hand
be.
over the bullseye lantern.
Thank you. So where exactly will you be stationed?
The road that the tavern is located on.
Okay.
So, DM, the other windows that are like viewable to the road.
Sure. Hold on. Let me put you back on. Okay. Yeah. So there's a big window here.
Okay.
And 2 windows here. And you did see
Okay.
as you were entering, there are windows on the second story, roughly here as well. Like the second story, excuse me, encompasses like half of the building. It's not like a full story.
Right.
So there are windows looking out. To answer your question.
And the road follows this way, correct?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
From kind of north-ish to southish to northish, how you were pointing there.
Right. Right. Yeah. So here's the front, and the road's here. So then, would there be a window, say, on the second floor that views this way?
Check. No, there is not.
I mean, I can just pull a stool outside.
True.
It's a condition that I'm not unfamiliar with.
Neither am I. It just seems like no one's getting us off bed tonight.
Yes, but also shift starts at 6 p.m. We are taking an objectively very early night.
This is true. Shale, your shift runs until morning, doesn't it?
Yeah. Though, to be honest, if I could get off earlier, I would.
Most of the disappearances, again, I'm speculating, seem to be around midnight to early morning.
Mhm.
And I believe that is most likely when most people, save for perhaps the more enthusiastic patrons of the bar, would be asleep.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yes, as well as less witnesses.
I'm not sure I understand.
I suppose my point is that the disappearances would be best done when all the sober people are asleep and the intoxicated are too much so to really give an accurate statement.
True. What time are you thinking of closing up tonight, Igor? He goes, kind of chews on a bit of apple that has like caught itself in his teeth. Scrumpy. Morning. Okay, but how early? 1, 2, maybe earlier.
I think if we can push that to 2 or 3, That works for us.
Mm-hmm. And he, like, motions a cheers with his cup.
Rook shakes it as if he was shaking a hand and just goes back to the conversation.
Okay.
So we should probably get started right away.
Yes.
It goes without saying, Shale, but at the faintest sign of, danger or concern, you should make your way back to us immediately. If not, and we're forced to make your way out, it kind of defeats the entire purpose of us trying to regain our strength.
We, if I may, we had a system in the Venators Guild that of giving a light-based signaling. I could perhaps teach you the basics.
Oh, I did simple Morse in Blairon.
Yes.
I can do that.
Yes, so perhaps that system might be useful with the lantern.
Sure. Yeah.
I know I'm kind of low-key writing Morse into the guild here.
If you don't mind, I would like to take last watch.
Very well. I will. I'm feeling decent, so I'll take the first watch.
Sure.
Or maybe we should give that to Vayne before he gets to the end of that bottle.
That's a good point.
Vayne hasn't actually touched any of it.
Yeah, Nora was now drinking from it. I see. Well, thank you. I'm going to start making my way up Selkies while it's still light.
That's a good idea.
And then hopefully I'll meet one of you then again. When I come back down.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And she nods to you, Rook, and motions to the bullseye lantern.
No problem. It was weighing me down anyway.
I do have one last question.
Yeah?
How long ago did you start taking shifts down here in this area?
I've been here for over a month now.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, that was it. Thank you.
Sure. She heads off.
I give Rook a pointed glance.
Mm-hmm. Is there any, as she begins to leave to do her route, is there any reaction from her companion she was speaking to over in the corner?
Bye, Jack.
May
Which
I
kind of check?
assist?
Insight.
Insight.
How do you assist?
Basically checking. Be also checking for if like if he's been listening in or if he's like
Sure.
has
it's
any
a
particular reaction.
A separate insight check from you, then, please.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh no.
It's not a
Maybe-
10.
To be fair, we did say I'd be making up for from session 1
You did,
later.
yeah. You did say that.
True.
Kato.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna send you a whisper.
Oh,
No.
good. Oh,
Oh,
goody.
no.
Oh boy!
This whisper is brought to you by Dwarven Forge. You all
Don't!
knew-
No!
Num
We
shiva
are
hum
not
num shiva
sponsored.
hum num shiva hum num shiva.
Oh, num shiva,
I'm kidding.
num shiva me.
Too bad we
Whoa.
haven't figured out how to get it into roll 20 yet.
The actual whisper is just he watches her hips sway as she walks. Out. saying dead simple.
Alrighty.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow. Okay. What would you like to do?
So I will go inform Vayne that we volunteered him for first one.
As they're all doing this, can I have looked around the room to see if there was any elven people in here?
Sure, give me a perception check, please.
19.
Oh, very nice. Looking about, aside from your half-elven friend beside you, no, the vast majority of people here seem to be human.
Okay. Can I speak to Noro in Elvish, please?
Mm-hmm.
And just for a bit of privacy, and say, so after last night, did you have any conquests?
You mean from the pickings around here?
Well, I mean, I know you can find them anywhere.
I do happen to be a little bit picky, Vayne.
Really?
I'm sat beside you,
Um,
aren't I?
I am the prettiest in the room.
You are. Indeed.
Correct. So, have you seen or heard anything? I know you've been drunk for most of the time, but
I'm not drunk.
anything? Well, you're not sober either, really.
Fair.
Have you seen or heard anything strange in these parts? I don't really. This whole adventuring thing isn't really my forte, as you may be aware. And any leg up that I could get would be useful.
Well, I have been told
Don't
that for
exactly
years.
want to get. Yes, but maybe my standards are slightly higher than yours.
Oh, there's a.
Oh, ha 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 ha.
I haven't. To be honest, it's very boring around here. Drink is the best thing. I'm not surprised that people are sloshed half the time.
So people spend a lot of time in here.
Yeah. I was here during lunch. Good few folks came in for their meal and a couple of cups of ale. Aside from that, though, there really is nothing here. I'm going to have to get out of here soon.
I was going to ask, what's your plan?
Planning on checking out the large gatehouse. Maybe see if I can see old Monty, if it's safe to, of course, and then try to figure out where to go from there.
If you
not-
do manage to see him, send him my regards and tell him that I'm working on whatever this is. And I'll pop in and see him when I can.
Right, so
Also, if you bump into any of the others on your journeys, I'll be here for a few days, I would think, at least, and then I'll be in the Adventurers Guild sorting stuff out. I would assume. Do come and let me know that they're okay, and Especially if you see the twins or we'll remember the name.
Lurima.
I keep wanting to say Lamara. Yes, just
Those three,
Yeah.
I doubt it. Just given that they're in the middle ring. But yeah, sure. If I see anybody, I'll tell you.
thank you. And try not to pickpocket me again. I know old times die hard, but it's frustrating. And I
Just
may have to
keeping you on
start
your
returning
toes.
the favor.
I'd like to see you try.
Okay. Well, I would suggest we maybe have a hug before we go, but I think we'd both just rob each other, and then nothing would be gained. What are you actually doing for money?
At the moment, I'm kind of just blowing through it.
Fair enough. Well,
You got a job for me?
Perhaps.
I was also thinking going to see Keldor and Rasko as well if I can.
That could be. Can you go after you've gone and seen them? Can you come back here? Would like you to ask them some questions about what might have been. Hang on, Keldo. Wait, Keldo and who?
Rasker.
Oh, Rasko. Yeah. Okay. Just ask them if they have any knowledge about what might have caused us to be incarcerated. And when you get back, I'll give you something to help you last a little longer on your alcohol binge.
Oh, that's where you're going with
No.
the tangents, alright.
Though do remember that I am trying to save enough money to sort this whole issue out.
I know.
It's good to see you.
Yeah. You too. He reaches
Even
down.
though I only saw you like 2 days ago, but still.
Well, you don't know. With the way the caravan's going, this might be the last time any of us see each other.
Hopefully not. It's been a good year.
Kind of just shrugs and picks up the last Scrumpy and downs it. Leaves the cup on the table and walks away up to the steps.
I'm gonna, see if he's stolen anything off of me.
Give me a perception check, please.
No, I need to stop doing this because I'll lose all of my Ooh. I'm naked now. It's one thing.
You look down your coin purse and you think, man, that's pretty taut. You feel okay. You can never trust him, but you feel okay.
I'll leave him for the night. I assume he's fine. And I also assume you'll tell me if I go and reach in my coin purse and there's like 70 gold missing.
Yeah, I'll let you
Because
know.
I wouldn't have 70 gold in the first place. Or if there's 70 gold in there, then...
I'll tell you that
cool.
too, don't worry.
Yeah, sweet. He's just randomly unpickpocketed me. I'll walk over to the crew. I'm like, sorry about that. Did I miss anything? Apparently I'm doing a watch.
Yes, we.
Oh, wait, no. Have you told me that yet? No. Have I missed anything?
We. Composure.
Rewind.
Yes.
Have I missed anything?
Damn it. Yes, we have set up a plan to have Shale signal us during her watch, or during her patrol, rather, and we'll be taking resting watches to make sure that if anything goes awry, we'll be able to assist.
Lovely.
And we've kind of volunteered you for first watch.
Oh. Well, I suppose I wasn't here. So.
It's because you've got special eyes.
What's
Yes,
the time?
you're.
Is it dark outside yet?
It's getting close to 6 p.m.
Oh no, it's a little bit past 6 p.m. at this point. Like the sun, it's twilight,
Ah,
so it's.
I just figured she hasn't started her
See,
patrol
the
yet.
issue
So.
is I've got dark vision. I don't have twilight vision, so. I don't know, man. Oh, very well. I will.
Oh, that's a good point.
What exactly do you want me to?
Are you thinking, Kato, that perhaps you should take the first watch?
Yes, because I cannot see very well in the dark at all.
I can help you with that. Mind you,
Is that-
it'll only be for an hour.
I mean, I don't mind taking first watch. I could sit down here with the patrons and play some music and hopefully earn some gold.
Yes,
I mean, watch.
I
Yeah.
I understand, Vayne. It's just that if I'm taking my watch in the dead of night, then it's very likely that I will not be of much use.
Oh, you won't be able to see anything. I see. I
Well,
see.
I've run into this issue. When it's dark, you can still see the light of the lantern. Doesn't matter how far your darker vision goes or doesn't. The light will still be there.
How far away is she
Right.
That
going?
is true.
Miles. She's going miles along her patrol.
Hmm.
And
So?
to retort to your point, Rook, it's not seeing the signal I'm concerned about. It's should something occur, then I would be much less
Assume you would wake
effective
us
to.
up, correct?
Well, how about... I mean, by all means, take the first watch then, and maybe for the latter... Roshan can give you the aid for seeing in the dark.
Sure.
Yes, that would be suitable. Thank you in advance.
No problem.
Well, I'm going to bed then.
Yes, I will take first watch.
Excellent. Rook, you said we had rooms, I believe.
Yes, we do. I have our key.
Where's
Excellent.
Plantstopher?
He's in my hands.
Okay.
I passed him over.
Perhaps
Don't worry, we will always keep Plantstopher safe.
Yes.
we
You
will
two can-
discuss his fate in our room as I update you on the rest.
Yes.
Oh, yes, that would be appreciated. Sorry about that. I didn't expect to run into an old friend.
How old?
Well, I haven't seen him in must be 2 days now.
Hmm.
Yes.
Well, you two can bunk together, and I will bunk with Roshana.
Okay.
Rook will like crouch down and whisper into Plantstopher, and just say, nod your head if you want me to pick up these apple scraps and cores and put them in your plant pot.
I'm gonna get Plantstopher pissed.
Composting.
Yeah.
He nods. Yeah.
Okay, I'll pick up a couple of the pieces and sort of shake my head to try to get as much cider.
Okay.
And just start making my way upstairs.
Sure.
I'll start making my way downtown.
Moving.
Walking fast.
Okay.
DM's
So-
here.
Yep.
Roshana looks back at you, Kato, and goes, I think it'll take me a bit of a while to fall asleep, so if you want me to do my thing earlier, I can. Just wake me up whenever. It doesn't. The earlier you do it, the better. The longer I can kind of sleep uninterrupted.
That's fair, yes. I will notify you when it's too dark.
Sure.
For the sake of brevity, once me and Rook are in our room.
Hold
Are
on,
we-
I need to show you your rooms.
Oh, sweet
Oh my
Jiminy
god!
Are
Can't
they
wait.
tailored for each of us?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
Not in the portly beggar.
Yeah,
Why not?
if we had our own private commissioned sanctum, then probably. But
Oh, wow, nice. I like it.
oh, okay. That's
I think
certainly
I can-
better than I was expecting. Truthfully, I was expecting
Nice.
one bed.
Better than a prison cell.
Sorry, what?
What?
Better than a prison cell.
Okay.
Hit probation. Hit
What did you
probation.
think I said?
I just heard carrying Russia.
Oh,
Yeah.
You sounded like Pooh Bell.
Ping. I was gonna say Pingu, but okay.
Rush, rush, rush.
There are windows at the front as well, so I'll give you that cue.
All right.
Is there only 4 rooms?
There's
Oh, it's
another one
5.
here,
Okay, yeah.
and another
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
There's a very large, what looks to be a large room down at the front as well.
Okay, cool.
Is it very nice? Then pull Roshana over.
Yeah, I was just saying, for the sake of brevity, like, Vayne will be semi-uninterested in, like, a lot of the things that are being said, but he'll just, like, get the main plot points of, like, who's been missing, that sort of thing, because
The
obviously
fact that the zombie
throughout the
guard
entire-
used to work here.
yeah, that, and yeah, he'll basically just pick up on like the main things. But everything else is he's like still tired, so he's not used to not sleeping.
Sure.
But when Rook mentions that the guard is not the guard the guard that we murdered in the Adventurers Guild
Mhm.
used to work
Post-life.
here. Sorry, yeah.
Sure.
Vayne will kind of perk up and say, should we not, I mean, is that not pertinent to their investigation that these two things might be
Yes.
connected? Should we not, is there no, well, I mean, I suppose there's no way of letting them know.
I mean, we could go back and have them be like, your adventurers, figure it out.
Well, yes, but if our adventure can help their investigation, maybe they could help our adventure. But it's maybe one for the morning.
Honestly, we will be lucky if we make it through this rest. Oh, hold on a moment. You're supposed to be outside. Kato?
Get out of bed now. Can't believe you've done this.
What if something happens in, like, the 2 hours you're resting?
Well, I wasn't resting.
I'm just resting my eyes.
He was looking out the window, in fairness.
Yeah, I was looking out the window. There isn't exactly like a chair to sit on.
Isn't the
So-
one? Wait. So just so I'm situated correctly,
Mhm.
is where's the Is this like where the
I
front door
thought
went?
this way was towards the
Yeah, so
Silky
did I.
Road.
No, it's the other way.
Oh, that way?
Yeah.
Then that's fine.
Oh,
Never mind.
Oh,
yeah. I
wait.
was just looking. I was
Oh, wait,
looking
so
where we came up
is-
the stairs.
So you were
and I just-
purposely doing it wrong, were you?
Wait. No.
Okay, this
Okay,
is-
so
This
is
is
okay.
south to
Mhm.
north.
south. Okay, south and north.
Yeah, so Silky Road is this
Oh.
way.
Oh, okay.
So
So,
wait,
this
so-
is the front. This is the front.
No, this is the front. Fuck. Where's the... Damn it, no!
Well, Irregardless, out the window in Kato, see Shale making her way down to the Silky Road.
Yeah, you can see Shale.
Okay.
Now, well, never mind then.
Okay, because I was under the impression that she was going to go south down the main road and then back up towards Silky Road.
No, she's gonna go Silky's Road first because while it was still a little bit light.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I can see this way, and that's
You can,
towards.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
Calculated.
And now I feel like a fool.
Oh yeah, no, I totally planned that out. Yeah.
Alrighty. So, order of business. Kato, you are going first.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a perception check, please.
Can do.
Let me
Do a
change
better
the
one than
music
my
to
last
night,
one.
because why not?
Oof.
Well, do be better.
Nice.
Oh,
It's-
this is creepy.
It tends few
really-
moments as you're looking out. The figure of Shale quickly disappears as she moves away from the built-up area, and the crops and whatnot begin to grow in the building's place. An hour or so passes, and with that perception check, you do see just the smallest little blip of light in the distance.
Is it getting about dark enough that I'm having trouble?
At this point, yeah.
Yeah. I will just tap Roshana on the shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you want it now?
Yes, it's becoming difficult.
Sure. And you see she places her hand to her forehead and she closes her eyes for a second. They open up again, and where her irises used to be, the entirety of her eyes, sclera and all, are just this light blue gleam.
Hmm.
She takes her hand away from her forehead and places it against yours. And for a second, there's a flash of light. Almost as if you're looking up at the moon, you just get a little bit struck by too much light coming in all at once. You open your eyes again, and things are a little bit clearer. You can see, even in just little dark crevices in the room, you can make out just a little bit more detail. No color, but you can see a lot more. You turn then and look out towards the sky around you, and as you see where the light was once before, it continues on. And you're kind of struck by what details you're able to make out. For about 200, 250, 300 feet or so, you're able to see very clearly. Again,
Hmm.
the world seems to be devoid of colour, with the darkness and just the little faint bit of moonlight
Yeah.
trickling down. But again, as you're watching, soon you see the same blips every now and then. And your watch comes to a close. Who would you
Alright.
like to wake up next?
I believe Vayne said he'd take second, right?
Mm-hmm. I think.
Did not say that, but sure. Whatever.
Because
I said I'd
I
take
know
first, and then
Rook,
you stole that from me.
I think, yeah, I know Rook's taking last.
I mean, I can take second, but like, do you want to swap rooms?
Yeah, I don't see why that'd be a problem.
Like, you just come and keep on this bed, and I'll go on now, so I can look out the window.
Yep.
Okay, I'm taking my vial with me, just saying.
Mhm.
Actually, I'll leave the vial. I'm taking the loot.
Okay.
The vial might be a bit abrasive for Roshana's ears.
Why? Why? She's just muffling into her pillow.
I'm
Kato-
playing beautiful sleepy sleep songs.
Sure, just tune it again a little bit, please. Kato,
Oh.
as you walk into the other room, you see Plantstopher has been plopped onto the middle of the bedside table. Yep, precisely. And it just kind of squeaks out.
These apples are yucky.
Oh, Rook, you bastard.
Oh.
Please take them away.
There's no beds. There's no bedside, I guess, disposal.
You take a quick look around, and you do see a little bit of dirt and check underneath the bed. That has never been swept underneath.
Question is, do I want to contribute to the filthiness?
It's up to yourself.
I suppose for Plantstopher's well-being, I shall commit this sin once
Okay.
and move the nasty apple bits under the bed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Alrighty. Vayne, give me a perception check, please.
You need to start doing perception checks, by the way.
I believe in you.
Okay.
One of you wasn't believing hard enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
It sounded like it was you, Vayne. Which one of you wasn't believing? Me.
it was me.
Okay. So as you're playing your lute, you're playing somewhat mindlessly strumming a familiar tune that you've played countless times before to audiences that are quite dull, and you just want to get the performance over with. It's sad times when that has to happen, but you just strum away on the lute, thinking over and over about things that have happened, meeting Noro and what he's told you, and then all this nonsense happening as well, being an adventurer of all things.
Well,
And slowly, consciousness seems to slip from you. And it's not too long before you feel a rattle, a shake of the shoulder, and you see Roshana standing over you. Okay,
hello.
it was actually good that you were playing the lute, because I could hear when you fell asleep.
I was just resting.
Your eyes?
And brain, I think. It's been a very long day.
That is true. Have you seen anything?
Not even... No, not even a blip.
Is
I
it
don't
because
think.
there hasn't been a blip, or because you haven't been watching?
No, I've been watching. There just hasn't
With your
nothing
eyelids
has
closed,
happened.
yeah.
No, with my eyelids open until the looting stopped.
Okay.
But and I look out the window again. Seems all fine.
Alrighty. She settles back onto the bed again.
I kind of
Time goes fast.
rub my eyes and try and be a bit more. And we're all dead.
Alrighty. So, seeing as Rook is up last,
Should I wake Roshana up?
I'm assuming so.
Okay, I will play a little song so that she gently arises from REM sleep. And I
Eyes
say,
flickering behind the eyelids. Yeah.
it's your turn.
Okay. Are we swapping beds or should we not stand outside? How are we going to see all the way up Silky's Road like this?
I don't believe so, but I'm just following what Kato was doing.
Oh no.
As I'll just play a little strum and give her a bardic inspiration.
Right.
Just a little like a welcome, you're awake now kind of.
Roshana stands up and she goes, I'm gonna go out the front. I have a bad feeling. And she heads down.
Okay, just scream if you need me. And Vayne goes to sleep. Oh my god, we're all back downstairs.
I'll shift all you lot now. Although
Oh my god.
Mr. Barkeep is very much onto the counter.
Good lad.
Righty, I'm gonna roll for Roshana. Dee-bee-dee-boo, where's her name? There she is. That's plus perception. Do-do-do-do. Ooh!
You go. It's what you get for being a giant.
She stood there, looking out. Quietly waiting. It is very dark at this point. Vayne, what little you saw as you were looking out the window.
Me sleepy.
A little bit of time goes past. Sean turns. She hears footsteps approaching. And sees a familiar sight of a bullseye lantern as Shale makes her way back up. Thank you for waiting out. Everything seems to be okay for the most part. It's a bit cold. Roshana rubs her arm. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna head down the other direction. I'm gonna call it quits, I think, after that. This is all just a bit too much. To be honest. I don't blame you at all. Just be safe. She goes, yeah, you too. She heads off on her way again. After a bit of time, Roshana walks back up. Mother of God.
Nippy out there.
Top. And she goes, knocks on your door, Rook.
Yep.
I'm gonna head back to my room. Should I tell Vayne to swap beds with you again, Kato? Or you happy to stay in this arrangement?
We'll notice that he's having a pretty fitful sleep.
She just nods and stops herself from saying anything further and then just heads back again.
Does not seem like he's sleeping soundly.
Oh, he's not sleeping soundly. Jesus.
No.
I think he said he had a fit sleep.
A fitful.
Oh, My apologies.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, she reckons with herself whether to wake you up or not. But also, given the length of the day, she's like, that can wait till morning. Okay. Rook, Roshana told you that Shale had basically gone down in the other direction now.
All right. As Rook gets into this main floor area, is there anyone still up?
You look around. No, there's numerous different cups and plates filled with remnants of meals and drink that have not been touched. Nobody's awake. You do see one person is kind of just passed out here, but they're dead asleep, and you see just drool pouring from their mouth on the side of the bench. Igor, the barkeep, is also just slumped forward.
Can I offhandedly spot Shale in the distance?
Give me a perception check, please.
This is just to see if I know down that direction. Just because I'm gonna do one thing before I start my watch.
What's your passive?
14.
14. Yeah, like she's not that far away. She took most of her time getting back on Roshana's watch, so you do spot her somewhere in the distance.
And what kind of night is it? Cloudy, clear.
This early in the morning, it's pretty clear.
Vale is going to make his way over to like this side of the building where he knows there's like a slanted area on the same level the rooms are at, and since no one's around, he's going to turn into a panther with wild shape, climb up there, lie down under the starlight, and just keeping a watchful eye in the direction that she left.
Alright. Give me a perception check, please.
So that keeps my stats, so that's normal. But if it pertains to hearing, so if anything happens in the distance, it's an advantage. So, if that comes up, let me know.
Alrighty. So 11 perception.
Yeah.
You look down. And with your feline eyes, don't see anything. About an hour or so goes by.
At that point, my form shifts back, and I'm just cross-legged on the roof.
Radio. You hear a whirring sound.
A whirring or a worrying?
Oh, whirring. As in sound. You're looking about, and you look down at your little puzzle box.
I'll take it out.
It's jittering in your hands. It's moving on its own. You see the last dial at the end is... The rest of them seem to be rotating, but this one is not. It seems to be stagnant. It's trying to turn, but it won't.
I'll footer with it to see if I can pick the cap off to see the mechanism behind it, to see if there's any little snags that I missed.
Sure. Just give me a wisdom check, please.
Sure.
Good roll. I finally got one.
For the ones that matter.
Yeah.
Life of this person? Nah. Box? Puzzle? Oh boy.
You take a look at it, and you do indeed see the mechanism that is catching it. It's not allowing it to turn.
I'll just get one of the finer files and just slowly start working it down until it's able to spin comfortably.
And you do so. It's immediately, the dials immediately, all in unison, begin to spin, some clockwise, some anti-clockwise. You place the cap back on again, and immediately, as these dials are turning, you see flashes of light beneath, through the little crevices and whatnot that you have made to represent the stars. Almost like this light blue energy begins to filter out. It goes from light blue to orange to yellow. And as it's turning, it begins to float slightly. You have your two hands out in front of you, and the puzzle box lifts. The dial's turning once more. It begins to rotate diagonally, vertically, horizontally in front of you. And there's a flash of light, that same bright white that was sparking out from just beneath the wood. Your eyes are caught with the light for a second before the puzzle box begins to float back down into your hands again. It looks good. And looking about your wrists, you see these tiny little motes of light have begun to appear. 3 on each wrist. And they just begin to rotate in space about themselves and then about your wrist on an axis. You move your arm and they seem to stay with this axis, just very faint little motes of light. Were it any lighter, you would not be able to see them. Something seems to just click.
Years of taking in the starlight. Looks like I can give some back. Interesting.
As you're set up on the roof, floostering about, the sun begins to break. And in the distance you can see the brown afro hair of Shale as she begins walking back up towards the portly beggar.
Shale! Shale!
Good morning.
Can you help me get down?
Sure.
Thank you.
She walks on over, and from the cart that she had tied up front, there's a very, very rickety old ladder that she kind of props up against the roof. She goes, this is questionable. Just be careful.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
He'll very clumsily climb his way down.
Yeah, 1 foot at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
The rest of you will come to you in the morning, and I think that is what we'll pick up next week, guys.
We got a long rest.
We did it.
You
Did
got a long rest, yeah.
Oh my
We
gosh!
got a long rest. My God, I got spell slots.
Oh my god.
I got second win. Action 6.
Big hype.
Oh, my boy. The two greatest fighter features.
I'm
Hope. Thank you very much. That was good.
Thank you.
Enjoyed.